This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines non-stop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. You think A1 steak sauce is taking a hit? People, I ain't buying that AI steak sauce, man. What made by people. Speaking of food, we brought it up on yesterday's show, but in case you have not heard, 6 Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles will be racing against each other this Friday at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This in a run-up to the Indianapolis 500. Now, if you are a normal person, there's no particular Wienermobile that you're pulling for. Or is there? You see, we found out today that according to Oscar Mayer, each Wienermobile will represent a regional hot dog. 6 regions across the U.S., and just so you know, the Seattle Dog Wienermobile will represent the Northwest. That is correct.
Let's go.
That is all it took for me to care. Like, it was a passing interest thing. Like, it's cool to racing. Now I realize the Seattle Dog specifically is in this bad boy representing the Northwest. I'm in.
I looked up flights last night.
Did you?
Yes.
For real?
Yeah.
All right, man. You got to screen. It's the Seattle Dog specifically, the entire Northwest. We'll cover the other 5 hot dogs coming up, but let's face it, man. That is our dog in this particular fight. Now, you may or may not like Seattle dogs, but they are uniquely ours. And that's the thing about food. Whether you like a food or not, food very strongly linked to memory. Scientists even say that food can trigger vivid memories, take us back to specific childhood memories. And that's kind of what leads to today's question, right? So different foods definitely bring up different memories, but today our question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration, is good or bad? What food reminds you of home?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah!
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power!
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Oh, Michelle's, away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,323. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat, the exciting return of Who Sucks Less. Steve, I don't know how you do it. Every week you find people doing messed up stuff in the news.
It's hard to do.
You bring us 3 stories. It's up to us to determine out of the 3 which story sucks the least. What is the theme of this week's Who Sucks Less?
Lawsuits. Somebody suing somebody for something, which in this country, you can sue anybody for anything. You will not necessarily win your case, but these lawsuits have certainly been put out there.
Don't know if I've only been in one lawsuit in my life.
You personally?
Yeah, I had to sue a guy when I was 18 years old. He would not give our security deposit back. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the place.
How much was your security deposit?
It was $400.
Oh, yeah.
It was $400. And we took him to court.
And how much did it cost you to go to court?
None.
Really?
My stepfather represented us at the trial.
Oh, nice. Did you win?
We won the $400.
And how many people did you split that?
We split that among 4 people.
Okay, so yeah.
So we each got $100. Hey, man.
To be young.
Party is on $100.
Hell yeah.
I mean, the court case itself took every bit of 10 minutes.
Now, did you, do they tax that? So did you get like $87 or did you
No, we got the full $400 because that's what we gave him. That's what we got. Yeah. At that point in time,
you taught him.
That was my only lawsuit so far.
Only lawsuit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been.
Right, I'm just trying to think. Like, class action, maybe I signed up for some crap because.
Who knows? I don't even know, man.
Sold my identity or something, got a check for 20 cents.
No, I've never been involved in a lawsuit.
No.
Either of you guys have been involved in a lawsuit? No.
Yeah. I mean, whether you were the one suing or you were getting sued, like.
Right.
I've never been in that world.
No, me neither.
I have no idea.
I'd like to keep it that way.
I like to sue the IRS, get some of my money back. Other than that, I don't think that's going to happen. Who Sucks Less coming up at 4:30. Today, on our question, we are talking food. And when we talk food, there's a lot of different factors into food, obviously. Everything from the regional aspect of where you grew up, your family, your ethnicity, what is popular in your general home.
Were they good cooks?
The food that your mother made compared to the food that your dad would make compared to the food that your grandparents made, whether it was good or bad, it's a food that reminds you of home. It is a taste of home. It's something that maybe was not, obviously, when you're growing up, it's not unique to you. It's just one of those things that you eat, but as you get older, you realize that not everybody had the same delicacies or ate the same things that you did growing up.
Or cooked the same way. And I've covered this in depth. My mother was not a great cook. She openly admits that. She can hook up some breakfast food. Like, her scrambled eggs are lovely. But otherwise, dinner was terrible. So the nice thing about it is very rarely do I eat food and think, this reminds me.
Because unless you mess something up.
Because of being salty. Right. It would be more like this. Oh, God, this reminds me.
Sure,
of, right?
Sure.
But there's no positive thing where I'm eating a meal and go, man, just like my mother used to make. Because I don't want that.
And it's very individual. So it just depends on what people make. And there's a lot of people who, let's take Italians, for example. I grew up in an Italian home because my stepfather is Italian. And they love to cook. And that's family right there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to get together. Food is first. And then everything else, that's a secondary aspect of it. Now, I grew up on this food. And I know 9 million dishes. I have never heard anyone praise manicotti like your relative or the friend of your family.
Oh, yeah, man.
Because
that manicotti was legendary.
What I'm saying is, they didn't make manicotti that was that great or that good.
It was just manicotti.
It was just manicotti, but it wasn't like on that level. Now, lasagna.
Is it because
stuffed
you
peppers, yes.
always ate
her name was
food?
Rita Lucian.
Right.
Right.
But they didn't do manicotti. They didn't do it. They would do stuffed peppers or like. Peppers and me were not friends growing up.
I did not like stuffed peppers.
But they would do it with sausage and rice, and then it was, basically sauce on top of that. Then it was baked. Sometimes they put layers of cheese on there. You think that sounds awful. I look forward to stuffed pepper night. Or
Stuffed peppers as an adult, you're right, are great.
As a kid,
I don't know what you're just like. Why is it in a vegetable?
That's the thing. I would scoop everything out. Like, I mean, the guts are great. Why did you put it in a pepper?
You talked about manicotti so much. There was one day where I was going to make like a dish. So I looked at manicotti and I was like, you know what? I know for a fact. I'm not even sure I had this growing up, and I can make it based on this recipe. I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. But it's just not something that I grew up with. So, we've all got our different things that are just, like clams. I grew up on clams because my stepfather made clam pasta all the time. He loved it. It was one of his favorite meals.
If we had pasta, it was spaghetti. It was a jarred. And look, there's nothing wrong with all that. That's most people. But Italian food for me, at least growing up, it was either spaghetti, with ragu, or Mama Celeste frozen pizza. Now, and I understood that Italian food existed, and it looked really good. Every once in a while, to be fair, maybe once every 4 years, my mother would hook up a lasagna, and that, to me, to this day, one of my favorite foods. So she could do that, but
I'm with you. My mom, very rarely, but once in a while, she would make a lasagna.
And I get it's time-consuming and all that.
That's the thing
but
about
it was
lasagna,
so good.
man.
But it's the one time my mother could make a meal, and you didn't have to tell me to finish the
Because
food
you
on my
need to
plate.
especially do the sauce with the ground beef in there,
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever you're putting in there first. So you're making the sauce. The noodles take time. The
I would
process
say-
of building it takes time. Then you got to bake it. That takes time. It's a 2-hour game. Easy.
Yeah, we're Irish Catholics, so corned beef and cabbage was a big one.
Sure.
But for some reason, my family, maybe just because we live with so many Italian Catholics, my aunt makes baked ziti, and it is at everything.
Is it good?
It is. It's actually
It's not dry.
She makes no.
Okay. Well, you can really dry that stuff out. What?
No, her baked ziti's very good.
Okay. Sometimes you can when you bake pasta.
But to this day, because everybody asks, some of my friends are like, "What is with you, the Smiths?" And I go, "I don't know. I don't know why she started making it. But if there's a group of us together, I mean, it's generally, like I said, sometimes a meat and potato thing. But then there's always a dish of baked ziti.
You know why?
Okay.
That means she nailed it one time, and everyone said, look, if the Smiths get together a lot, look, when we get together, just bring the baked ziti. I guarantee. They said, look, it's knockout. We like it. The only thing my mother made, and I still did not like these, but pork chops, man. We had pork chops a lot.
But was she shake and bake?
But they were sometimes.
See,
we did
I like
shake and bake.
I grew up on that.
I grew up on
Sometimes.
shake and bake pork
with
chops.
macaroni and cheese and applesauce.
But we didn't do the shake and bake often. So usually it was just a pork chop. And so in my mind, I did not like pork chops. Fast forward, I start cooking in restaurants. We had pork chops on the menu, and I'm just like, God, pork chops. So everyone's giving me this look. Like, dude, you don't like pork chops? And keep in mind, you don't realize whether or not your parents are good or bad cooks. You just know what you know. So I'm like, I do not like pork chops. They couldn't believe it. And then I tried a pork chop, as most people have tried a pork chop, and I'm like, this is tremendous.
Awesome.
And they're like, what were your pork chops like growing up? I'm like,
Thin,
super
dry,
thin, dry. You could brush your teeth with these pork
it's
chops,
just like
man.
you could hear the knife
Yes.
in the plate cutting.
It was like cutting through styrofoam. Like,
yeah.
Did you ever have ham steaks?
no.
So that was a big one for us too. You get that can of little white potatoes.
Yes.
Sometimes they were whole and small. Sometimes they were pre-sliced. I like the sliced ones. But I mean, that was a common dinner. My mom would just fry up a ham steak and cook those potatoes.
I'll put those little
Never did.
potatoes in my stew.
Do you really?
They're money.
That's a good call.
Yeah, they really are.
That's a good call.
I'll tell you this: 99% of the time, Italian food is awesome. But we're saying good and bad. tonight. We're saying
what
good
was
and bad.
what was the meal, Italian or not, where you're like, oh no, not this.
What the hell?
Eggplant,
What do,
Parmesan.
what do you call it, Ted, on the Friday before Christmas where you eat only fish?
Before Christmas?
Well,
I don't-
It's the meal of 7 fishes or something like that. There's
It's a specific thing. I don't know it because we weren't Italian, but I know
Right.
Italians that did it.
I mean, you could walk in the house, and trust me, in West Virginia, one thing that is not fresh.
Oh, no, the fish head soup?
is fish. So fish head soup.
Oh, God.
Calamari, which you have to remember, You know,
Did they fry it at least?
Well, no, they would. It was.
How did they prepare the calamari?
You know when you get the calamari that's not breaded and you go, I should have got this. And
It's like eating a balloon.
You're just eating the rubbers and you're like, I just wanted the fried calamari.
Yes.
Okay, that was the kind of calamari. You also have to remember when you get calamari, this is no lie. It's no different than the boxes that you use for bait when you go fishing.
It's the same thing.
With squid. It's the same. They're bait boxes.
It is exactly the same thing.
And they would drive to Baltimore and they would pick up all the fish that they needed to
Did they go to like a fish and tackle place, or did they actually go to a restaurant purveyor?
It
because
depended.
it's the same.
It's the same
Right.
thing. If you go and you get it as bait, right, it's half the cost.
Right.
As if you go to a seafood restaurant. It's the same purveyor. It's the same box.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same everything. But once you start cleaning this stuff and once you start to letting it thaw, the smell permeates everything, and it's not a good smell at all. And just there was. When I'm looking for spaghetti and meatballs, I'm looking for like they would do like pork in the sauce and beef, shanks, stuff like that. None of that was in the sauce. It was just the sauce, which was not the way my grandmother ever made it, except for one day a year, and it was the worst because I always looked forward to it. And it was just like nah, everything sucked.
And you're not kidding about calamari, man. I never dealt with it until I got into restaurants, and I realized that it was the same as the bait. Because one of my co-cooks was also someone who liked to fish. So when we get the calamari in, he just kind of chuckles, no big deal. I'm like, what's so funny? And he kind of explained, dude, I buy this exact same brand when I go fishing. I'm like, yeah, I found it. Like, dude, it's just dead squid.
Dump it all out, start cutting it up on the board.
But you're not kidding about the stink, right? Because the one thing I did not realize is that the tube from the calamari, so when you get fried calamari, you get those little rings, right? Mm-hmm. Well, they've been cut off of a bigger tube. They fry up. They look like dried belly buttons, all right? So
but there's a cartilage in there. There's all these.
And the cartilage, it's crazy, man. It is completely see-through. It looks like a piece of plastic. That's their spine or whatever you want to call it.
Think of like the thing that runs down the middle of a chicken breast.
Yeah, but make it clear. I mean, you can literally hold it up to your eye and see through it. But you don't also realize it's also their stomach. So when they said, hey, man, you got to wash out the tubes of the calamari. Like, cool. So usually it's just sand and stuff. You get the occasional fish head. But the one that threw me off was a jellyfish. But if you don't know it's a jellyfish, it looks like someone did a... right? So like this gelatinous glob lands in my palm, and I walked very calmly over to the chef, and I said, hey, man, this popped out of the calamari. I'm keeping a professional cool, but I do not know what it is that's in my hand. He's like, yeah, it's a jellyfish, dumbass, relax. And then you kind of look forward to finding the jellyfish, but... Put it this way, squid are not sexy. That is what I discovered when working.
And they stink. Now, you brought up the hot dog situation yesterday, Ted, with the Indy 500. And Sunday at Indy, it's the Indianapolis 500. They have festivities all week leading up to the race. And this year, they're going to feature the Weenie 500.
Card Day, Friday.
And it's all 6 Wienermobiles. And as you said, this is the first time, Ted, that all have gathered in one place in over a decade.
It's a hot dog. It's a Wienermobile Mecca.
Yes. This race will actually happen this Friday. It happens for us at
11. I think it's 2:30 there, 11:30 here.
Okay. So it's 11.
Not that I've looked it up.
It streams on Fox Sports' app and on IndyCar on Fox. Okay. Either way. They'll also include custom hot dogger racing suits and a finish line celebration in a wiener circle. There will be a condiment spray for the champion, which sounds interesting.
Yeah. So instead of milk,
yes.
he's gonna put like mustard and ketchup.
Right, correct.
I'd hit him with relish.
No, this all sounds interesting and fun until we get the breakdown today.
Yeah.
Which is that every Wienermobile will represent a distinct regional hot dog. Okay? So here's how it breaks down. If you are from the Midwest, you are represented by the Chicago-style hot dog.
All right,
that's fair.
An all-beef Frankfurter on a poppy seed bun, originating from Chicago, topped with yellow mustard, chopped white onions, bright green sweet pickle relish, a dill pickle spear, tomato slices or wedges, pickled sport peppers, and a dash of celery salt. Because of all this crap on here, the Chicago hot dog is said to be dragged through the garden.
Okay.
Due to the many toppings, all right? So if you like a Chicago-style dog, they're fine. They're not my favorite, but they're very unique. Now, as far as the East Coast, you are represented by the New York dog or the New York-style hot dog. That is a natural-cased, all-beef frank, beef only, topped with sauerkraut, spicy brown mustard. Onions are optional, invented and popularized in New York City. Now, you might be thinking, hey, man, a Coney dog, isn't that New York? No, that's Detroit. Is actually the home of the Coney dog. Then you have, representing the Southeast, you have the slaw dog, which was first originated in West Virginia in the early 1920s and became popular in that region because of the Great Depression. In the years when hot dogs and cabbage were the most affordable things for struggling families.
Still is.
They only boil the hot dog in a warmed bun, topped with yellow mustard and creamy coleslaw. So it was based on poverty.
Sure.
Is why that...
Most good food based on poverty.
Yeah. Then you have the...
Right, and remember, the guy that started Nathan's, they just serve hot dogs for the staff, and he's like, I'm going to try to just sell them.
And people bought them because they were cheap.
Then you have the Sonoran hot dog. Now, that represents the Southwest.
Oh, right.
Hot dog originated in the Mexican state of Sonora in the late 1980s. Very popular in Tucson, Phoenix, everywhere in the southern, the Southwest, Arizona. That's a hot dog that's wrapped in bacon, grilled, served on a bolillo-style hot dog bun.
Sure.
Topped with pinto beans, onions, tomatoes, and a variety of additional condiments. Mayonnaise, mustard, jalapeno salsa. Representing the South, straight chili dog.
Yep.
That is a hot dog served in a bun, topped with a meat sauce, typically chili con carne. Additional toppings may include cheese, onions, and mustard. The Texas chili dog reference means that the chili on a chili dog never contains beans.
Okay.
So that's the reason for that. And finally, representing the Northwest, the Seattle-style hot dog. This is an interesting story. Invented in 1989 in Pioneer Square by Hadley Long, who was a vegetarian food vendor from Ohio. And he operated a bagel cart on the sidewalk between the Central Saloon and the J&M Cafe.
Okay.
All right? Started right there. Now, Long originally served only vegetarian bagels and toppings from his cart.
That
But
didn't work?
the drunk late-night crowd started demanding meat. So he added hot dogs to his existing bagel and cream cheese cart. Now, basically what he did was he got buns from the Bagel Deli on Capitol Hill. He toasted those and spread both sides with the cream cheese that he used with his bagel before adding a split grilled hot dog. Now, grilled onions are one of the most popular additions. Other toppings include jalapeno, other peppers, sauerkraut, grilled cabbage, scallions. Mustard is included if you want. Some people put barbecue sauce and sriracha. Ketchup is the one thing that is used the least.
Yes,
on
as
the
it should be.
Seattle-style hot dog.
It's a hot dog.
That's kind of the history of all those hot dogs, depending on where you live and what you've grown up with. So obviously, we're rooting for the Seattle dog.
Let's go.
To win on a Friday. So our question, good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
Like I have the power.
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
what he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Just got a new puppy or kitten. Congrats. But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
You're in the men's room.
Since we're talking food all day, it's a good idea to remind you guys that it's a 3-day weekend coming up. Pick up some Men's Room beer brats from Uli's Famous Sausage. Throw those bad boys on the grill. And then top it with Men's Room roasted red salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
What should they wash it down with?
Oh, they would maybe a Men's Room IPA in a bright yellow can from Black Raven or a 20th anniversary lager. Help our 3 local Fisher houses over the 3-day weekend.
And quick
pick up
side
some great product there for us.
And if anyone finds a store that carries all 3, please shoot us an email or a text.
We do.
And let us know.
We know of one.
I know of one in West Seattle.
Thriftway, maybe? Does that sound right to you guys?
I think so.
I'm not sure.
Definitely West Seattle. They carry all 3 because I've been in stores and they carry like 2 out of 3. It is the Thriftway in West Seattle. Excellent.
I know that Thriftway always has the sausage because I met a woman a few months ago who does not know the show but just loves Uli's and loves the sausage.
Okay. Well, actually, I was surprised this weekend. I did not realize that my wife had bought the Men's Room salsa. So I'm digging around the fridge, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use some salsa. Then I realized it was ours, and I'm like, oh, hey. And she's like, yeah, dude, I know a guy. I bought it.
Yeah.
So she got that at Central Market.
Okay. They have the sausage on the menu at Patowski's in Fremont. Also, if you're flying out of town over the weekend, Brewtop Social, which is the bar up top in the main concourse, overlooks the runways and stuff. Get a great view up there. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they have the Men's Room IPA on draft. For every draft they sell, they're going to give $1 to our 3 local Fisher houses. Have 2 or 3 before you get on the plane, and they're going to bump that, throw that money our way to our friends in the Fisher House. So get all that done either if you're heading out of town or you're staying in.
Also did get an email from Antoinette over there with Uli's on where you can find the sausage just earlier today. If you're out in Greenwood, you can find it at Ken's Market, as well as the Queen Anne location.
Nice.
West Seattle Thriftway, as you guys said, down in Tacoma, Central Coop Tacoma, which actually I used to live by that.
Oh, really?
Okay. Polsbo, check out Marina Market. Bremerton, Ralph's Red Apple. Beacon Hill, check out Hilltop Red Apple. Let's see here. Port Orchard. Colello's Farm Stand, I believe. Also out in Tacoma, you can also check out Tacoma Boys. They've got those. QFC, Hagen, PCC. They should all have it as well.
Nice. Okay. All right, there we go. So we're going to talk food, obviously, good or bad. What food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
Just one quick text here because it brings back memories for me as well. This guy says lima beans that remind me of the house I grew up in Algona. Algona. My dad, he would serve them to us, and we could not leave the table until they were gone. All right, listen, my mother made lima beans that I recall once. I did not know what they were. I'm a kid. I'm like 8 or 9. So she puts them on my plate and just says, just try them. Right? And this went through the entire dinner. Entire family sitting down. I always remember this. We're in Rochester. We're at the dining room table. They just didn't look good to me. But I can't remember what the main course was, but I ate that. And there's still this pile of lima beans. And everyone at the table, they're not being mean about it, but they're like, come on, man. We know you don't eat a lot of vegetables or whatever. Just try it. And I'm looking at my mother, and I'm like, I really don't think I'm going to like these. Finally, my dad jumps in, and he rarely did. He's like, Stephen, just try a lima bean. You don't even need a mouthful. Just try a lima bean. Like, fine. So now everyone at the table's silent because it's a big deal. And I stick my fork in his thing. I put it in my mouth. I didn't like it. I swallowed it and immediately projectile vomited.
You did?
Immediately, man.
Does any kid ever eat something when you got to say, just try it, and they actually like it? If it's not chocolate.
I will say I've met one exception.
Well, your son does that.
My son is the only exception as far as children go. And now he's old enough, and he just turned 13, so he knows that he actually likes most food, but you do have to convince him to try things. So the 2 I remember most, when he was like 5, he wanted to go to the since closed the Brooklyn Steakhouse downtown, all right? He wanted to do a fancy dinner with my parents.
That place is great.
So we all had to dress up, which we did. It was just no particular occasion, just what he wanted to do with his grandparents. So we ordered him a steak. I got this big-ass lamb chop. Well, not thinking when they brought the steak out, it was a little underdone for him. There's a little kid, sees all the blood, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, dude, well, try a piece of my lamb. We can switch. He demolished my lamb. I mean, there was just a bone left. You know, like you drop this thing in acid, so we realized, okay, he likes lamb. Then we're at a restaurant, and they had goice on the menu. and I got them for me. And he kept saying, that looks disgusting. I said, dude,
Disgusting?
Yeah, because to him, it's a folded up pocket of dough with some weird meat in the middle. I said, dude, just try it. He finished my goisa, and then we had to order 2 more. And, I mean, he just takes them down, and now that's his go-to. So what's nice about him now, it doesn't matter where we go. You have a general bead on what it is he's going to like. And I'm like, dude, try it. He doesn't put up any fight. He tries it, and 99% of the time he likes it.
See, lima beans to me. But growing up, they sucked.
They're terrible.
But what else do they call them? Like when you go to Asado in
Butter beans.
Butter beans. So I didn't know that was lima.
Or a Madagascar bean.
Really? But, you know what, man?
Yeah.
I loved them down there. I was like, this does not
Did
taste...
they do something different?
I don't know. I could not believe that is the same product because I remember it being absolutely
I mean, with that
horrible.
dish, the way they prepare them, it's just it kind of come. It's like next to like kind of the sauce, so they're better. Look, I like lima beans.
Okay,
but I like all beans. But yeah, I know for years, right? I was like, I hate them. I'm like, dude, you eat them at least
like,
5 times a year when you're down there.
You had no idea.
No. So apparently I'm wrong.
They might be good.
Which is not new to me.
Maybe I'll retry them, but just my memory of it is horrible.
Yeah, I don't know, because you're right. It's not like I was different than any other kid, but I had one uncle that lived like in another state. He loved them, and I remember he served them up once. I was like, yeah, I like them, and then we had them at home a bunch.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, we used to eat some terrible stuff.
Should have invited you to my house. You could eat my lima beans.
Did you guys? Were you guys part of the goulash generation?
I was aware of it. I had some friends whose parents made goulash. I never tried it.
It's basically,
and the name is not a great.
It's essentially a macaroni noodle with ground beef and then a more vegetable-based tomato sauce, and it's all mixed together. And we used to have that all the time. Matter of fact, the macaroni noodle was central to a lot of the foods. If you had chili, that was over top of noodles.
Macaroni, yeah.
It was. And that might have been the area of West Virginia I grew up in because Cincinnati chili did that with their pasta.
Yep.
Their chili was sweetened and on pasta.
I think
Our boss,
it's the
Dave,
70s, man.
He loves that, but he's from there. Now, if you're not from there, you either going to like this or you're going to hate it because
I still want to try it.
You either grew up with it and it's a taste that reminds you of home that
I don't think it'd be awful now. I can kind of fight through the vegetables and the sauce thing. But again, as a kid, you think I'm bad now as a kid, 100 times worse. But when I can visibly see the vegetables in your sauce, like it was a no-go for me.
Well, that's onions, green peppers, typically red peppers.
As a child,
all the vegetables
all the ones
that
I
you can
eat now.
tolerate now.
Basically, if you serve the vegetables with fajitas, I probably eat them.
Good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
One quick text here. It says, my mom gave us lima beans all the time. And we had to sit there till we ate everything. Well, there were large houseplants around the table. I stuck my lima beans in the pots over the years. Good looking. That's one of the beauties of a dog. And I never had a dog growing up, but there were so many times. Because I'd see my buddies do it. There's some crap that their parents made them eat. They didn't want to eat it. And I mean, the second their parents turned around, the dog got hooked up. Didn't matter what it was. And I just always thought, man, I really want a dog. Not because I want to take care of it. I just want to give it. It's a
good litmus test on stuff. Like
if the dog won't eat
you're
it,
supposed to eat baby carrots, right? They're good for you. Blah 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 blah.
Sure.
I used to have a bag. I'm gonna sit there and snack on them every once in a while, just like trying to have a healthy snack tonight while I'm stoned. Give Miles a carrot. He wouldn't eat it. Mm-hmm. Try to give one to Honey. She wouldn't eat it. The next dog, Chewy, try to give her a carrot. She wouldn't eat it.
And these dogs will eat everything.
They will eat. They are
Same with
insatiable.
goats.
Insatiable.
They don't eat carrots?
Goats don't eat carrots.
Really?
Yeah.
I would just assume a goat would eat a carrot.
I tried to feed one to one of Terrence, and she was like, no, they don't. They eat everything.
But they won't eat carrots.
Not carrots.
Okay. Maybe I was a goat in former life. My dog, we have determined now, likes lettuce.
Well, no. Because goats eat a lot of vegetables. They just don't eat carrots.
Then what was I? I had to be carnivorous. Probably like a hyena. I don't have the energy to go out and kill, but if you killed, then I'll gladly go over and tear myself off a bit.
Good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
I'm just admitting I'd be a lazy meat
You're a
eater.
scavenger.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, I'm not going through all the trouble, but you went through the trouble. There's some left. I'm going to go over there. And granted, I got like 18 of my buddies with me, We're all going to eat a little something.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the thing, right? The cheetah's cool, but it gets so exhausted. So that's why the hyenas, they just let the cheetah kill it and then go, all right, let's go get it.
Oh, are you tired from running?
I mean, aren't we kind of scavengers? I've never hunted something besides a fish and ate it.
That's true. Someone else did the work.
Yeah, it just shows up. I buy it and cook it.
Yeah, it's the hyena way, brother.
We are hyenas.
The hyena diet. That's my new. Lose weight on the hyena diet. Hello, Adrian. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Hola.
Hey, so yeah, Well, before I say anything, I just want to say my mom is alive, healthy, and doing very well. Just putting that out there, Miles. So don't
I didn't ask. But if you do ask, his mom's going to drop dead if you ask. So he's just saying, I love my mom, so please don't, because she will drop dead the moment
Much
you
like, I've learned from Will Smith not to put things in my mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
Come out of my mouth, you know?
But yeah, she can make pasta like nobody else. I mean,
like she makes pasta from scratch?
Spaghetti. From scratch.
Really?
Yes. I mean, and it's amazing. Her culinary skills don't really, they don't go out there much, but when it comes to Italian food, it is magnificent.
Now, when you were growing up, if your mom made, because again, when you're a kid, you only know what you know. Did you assume that everyone's mother or father was out there hooking up fresh pasta?
I sort of did until I went to, my friend's house, and their mom made spaghetti, and I swear to God, she used ketchup.
Yeah, see, I don't like sweet sauce. That's one thing. Any kind of base with sweet and tomato sauce, I know right away I'm not going to like it because that's not what I grew up traditionally with. The only exception to that is the sauce they put on Detroit-style pizza, which is a little bit sweeter. For some reason,
it's covered with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
But pizza sauce tends to be sweeter.
But your mother actually made these pastas from scratch. I mean, she had the pasta making machine and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, she would go out to a place because we're from Sacramento, and there was a fresh noodle, bakery, I guess you'd call it, that was down the street. So she would go get the noodles from them.
Okay.
So they were fresh noodles then? She would make the sauce.
Yeah, they were fresh noodles.
Can you even stand the boxed noodles, if that's what you grew up with?
I really can't. I used to go out there and try other spaghetti, and, I end up just comparing it to hers, and now I just avoid it.
Okay. So do you buy fresh pasta, or do you make fresh pasta, or do you avoid pasta if it's not fresh?
Oh, no. If I make it, I just get the box noodles.
Okay.
Well, another thing with food, and especially with pasta growing up, that was a tradition where every Sunday after church, so it was an early dinner, 1:30.
Why is Sunday the one day people will eat dinner?
We did the same
lunch?
thing. We didn't have pasta. It was always like a roast or whatever. But
it's ingrained.
It's like Thanksgiving.
Well, let me take this back. If it wasn't football season, then it was always an early Sunday. But if the Commanders were playing at 4, we weren't sitting down to dinner.
But I will say this: it was like lunch at school. If we got pizza, which was our favorite, it was always on a Friday. It wasn't every Friday, but it was maybe every other Friday. It was pizza day. You look forward to that day. And it was a certain day. And pasta was the same way. So even today, if I'm going to make pasta, I make it Sundays. Really? Because that's what I know. That's the day. So, I would look forward to Sundays going over there and having pasta because I loved it. And it was one of those things where, you needed to clear your plate growing up. And I had no problem going back.
Pasta, you could do that.
I had no problem going back for seconds. I loved the taste of it. I loved everything about it. But if you were to say, hey, let's go out to Italian on a Wednesday night, I'd be like, no. We'll go on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll go early,
That's kind of my weird thing with pizza. As much as I like pizza, I don't like it for lunch.
Really?
Yeah. To me, same thing. We had it, I wouldn't say every Friday, but it was often, that was our thing, right? When we were kids, we would go out, you go to Hilario's, you go to Three Brothers, you get pizza or bring it home, and you watch a movie. But it's so ingrained. Again, I love pizza. But when it's at lunch, I'm nah. To me, it's a dinner time food.
I can eat pizza anytime.
Well, I mean, I will eat it.
Right, but you didn't buy it.
Correct.
Right. Someone comes in, do you want a slice? Okay.
Yeah. It's just odd. You know what I mean?
Same with me with the hamburger. Hamburger's dinner for me. Hamburger and French fries. That's dinner.
Really?
Yes. Only.
To me, that's lunch or dinner.
Nah,
it's too much. It's too
all right,
much for
I'm
lunch.
with Miles. If it's at work, you've never seen me eat a hamburger or pizza for lunch at work.
There's a hamburger place you can go. There's 2 of them.
I know. And people rave about it. But I'm with Miles. For some reason, during the week, a burger's in the evening. Now, if it's a Saturday or Sunday and we're having a cookout, have an afternoon burger for lunch.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, the burgers at the place you're talking about, pretty good.
Yeah.
They do a great job. And I will get one for lunch, get 2 for lunch. It's to me, pizza and hamburgers, I'm this is an anytime meal. Let me rephrase that. Pizza is an anytime meal because you eat it for breakfast, if it's from the night before, you name it. Burgers, lunch and dinner. No breakfast.
See, to me,
I don't know anyone that eats a
to
breakfast
me,
burger.
pizza is.
Wait,
is-
Mike, you eat breakfast burgers, man?
No, you don't.
You can.
Wait. Now, that's a very
That's a breakfast
insincere-
sandwich. That means sausage.
No,
That's
a-
kind of where I'm drawing the line here. Look, I did put it on a bun. Yeah, it's a sausage instead of a hamburger patty.
But it's entirely different somehow.
You know, to be honest though, I dated a girl. If we had gone out the night before and then been somewhere very early, to watch soccer because she was nice and would go with me, she would always get a burger for breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, she loved
Well,
it. And it's
that's
not the worst thing in the world.
that's the Jack in the Box in you.
Yeah, it is.
Because they do that.
They do.
Well, what's the
That's the
difference
only
between
place that
having
does it.
steak and eggs and having a burger?
Because you added eggs.
Oh, the
Honestly.
pretty much
I
it.
put an egg on my burger.
Oh yeah, Sunrise Burger.
Do you get steak and eggs?
Never.
I've gotten it in the last 2 or 3 years. I've got it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, this is crazy.
So
It
you
just
eat
seems
steak and eggs.
It seems so
but
weird.
You can't have a burger.
It just seems. No, I'm talking about for breakfast even.
No, that's what I mean. But you wouldn't
Yes.
have a burger for
Oh, God,
breakfast.
no. No,
What
I'll
if
do
I
a
put a fried egg on?
The only thing that I will do other than a breakfast sandwich is a BLT for breakfast. That's the exception to the rule.
Because it's bacon.
Yeah.
But I still say that the Sunrise Burger with an egg on a burger. Yeah. That fits. That works.
The Royal Red.
Hell yeah.
So just add
There's a
an
reason they're
egg.
not open for breakfast.
It could
And
be
serving that, like McDonald's.
Yeah, what's that?
they don't serve you a hamburger until 10:30
Because it's one burger.
Why do they have that rule?
because it's one burger. Red Robin's got the one burger that can be
But they're
eaten for
not
breakfast.
open then.
They're not going to open at that point because people want
Yeah, because it's
other
not a breakfast.
stuff.
Because it's not a breakfast.
They're not
food.
going to have a full-on breakfast menu. They got one burger that you can have for breakfast.
Yeah. And if you go to a lot of places that just said, hey, if they serve burgers, like, do you mind? Like, that's what she would do. She would just say, do you mind? Like, a little hungover, I want some grease. And they'd be like, sure, we'll fire you up a burger.
Like a Juicy Lucy, too?
Right, you already got the grill going with bacon and eggs and sausage. It's not like the cook's going to be like, can't put meat on it.
And
It's just weird.
And I've had hamburger and eggs for breakfast. Granted, it's not the sandwich, but hamburger fits in the breakfast menu.
What's the Mexican one?
Where does hamburger fit in the breakfast menu?
There's a
Hamburger and
Mexican dish.
Hamburger and
That's a
eggs?
hamburger patty over eggs.
Yeah, you're right.
You've never had
You talking about like a Loco Moco?
Kind of like
Or Hawaiian.
That's Hawaiian, yeah.
All right.
I like Loco Moco.
Jesus.
Is that a breakfast food or is that a hangover food?
I don't
I
know.
think it's a brunchish food. I think it'll work.
I've only had it for dinner.
You guys have never had.
I've had
hamburger
Loco
and eggs,
Moco.
Miles?
No.
No.
You just grill up you just brown up the hamburger and you throw some
I've
scrambled egg
never
in there.
seen
It's great.
Dude,
No.
I've never seen
Dude, that was a regular staple in my house growing
This
up.
is why we're asking the question.
Right. That takes
This
you
is
home.
exactly right because it's normal to you. It's not normal to
little hot sauce
to
on there?
anybody else.
Yeah.
Good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
Bosch!
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. slowing down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available if at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed, yeah. A.K.A. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
A question, good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Wes. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola!
Hola!
So growing up, one of the big things was thick-cut pork chops on the back porch with my grandpa listening to baseball. And then my mom got taught by her mother-in-law, so my grandma, who was Sicilian. And I know this is not going to make Thrill happy, but look, you put enough butter and breadcrumbs on some stuff, and it tastes really good. But it was artichokes.
Nope. Oh, I love artichokes. God, I love it. I can plow through an artichoke.
I've got the recipe.
A little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and breadcrumbs, probably.
Well, so boil them. Olive oil, red wine vinegar, garlic. Boil them for about 25 minutes. And then take them out. Spread the leaves. Butter in between all the leaves with breadcrumbs. And then bake them at 350 for about 22 minutes. And, bro, like, I think that's how I got my wife, was,
the artichoke.
Awesome. I cooked some deer, and I cooked some artichokes for her, and she's like, why have I never had this? And I'm like, bro, there's like 12 times the vitamin C in artichokes than there is in an orange.
Still not eating them. I don't care if I have scurvy.
Yeah, restaurants do them, I get them.
You ever had them where you like just pull it up, like it's already cooked, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And you like dip it in butter, almost like eating crabs.
You pull it?
Yeah.
That's how I like it.
Oh, yeah.
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 People that love artichokes love
You
artichokes.
could sit down and plow through an entire artichoke by yourself. I mean, honestly.
And people do.
It takes a little while.
I've done it.
You know,
I do.
It's about an hour as far as the cooking time to get it all the way so the actual hearts are soft and edible, too.
I will also say this. It is kind of ironic being somebody that grew up in Maryland. People bitch about the size of the blue crab. It's not worth the effort.
Yeah.
Which I have no issue with. But, man, the artichoke, it's just, you got to cook them forever. Like, I just don't, it's good. I don't know if the payoff's worth it.
It's not. Now, granted, I don't like artichoke. I always get pissed at artichoke dip. Like, the dip is good, but the artichokes aren't it. You know, like, so if I'm dipping something, I will dip around the little artichoke leaves.
Kind of like an oatmeal raisin cookie. The cookie's good, but the raisins inside.
That is exactly it, right? So if I eat an oatmeal raisin cookie, yes, I'm a grown man, but you think I'm a child. There is a pile of raisins sitting on the cookie. Because the cookies are great. Like, why do you have to add the raisins? Why they're not, just make the cookie. And then my thought was like raisins. Like, if you like raisins, just have a handful of raisins. But, like, leave them out of the cookies, man.
What kind of makes them sweet?
With the raisins?
Yeah.
The cookie's sweet without the raisins. Trust me. All I eat is the cookie.
It's an oatmeal cookie. That's not sweet at all.
It's delicious.
It's
not
got
sweet.
some sweet to it, man.
Now, see, I did not grow up in a pork chop house.
Really?
No.
I unfortunately did. Again,
See,
not
I
because
like
of the-
pork chops.
Because you've had pork chops and other people who are not my mother made. Again, I did not think I liked pork chops. In fact, even my brother, he's a garbage disposal. He'll eat pretty much anything.
Damn.
But he would even get the look on his face like, oh no, it's pork chop night. And like I said, to me, pork chops just meant a very thin piece of meat that was very difficult to cut through in spite of the serrated knife you have in your hand.
Did your mom and dad know the amount of disappointment that you guys were going through with just eating their food? I mean, was it on your face? I mean, could they? I can normally tell if my daughters are like, "You're making what?"
I don't think any kid can hide it.
And I was verbal. And you know, like if I don't want to eat it, man, like this was a debate that I had. But in the end, you know, they were the parents, so it didn't matter. But yes, they knew my disappointment. They just didn't care. The one thing my mother made that I hated more than anything, my first thought is spinach, but no, because she would get that frozen stuff. My brother would eat that stuff up, so she ended up making it because he liked it so much. So it's like, dude, stop saying that you like the spinach so much because it ends up on my plate too. But she made tomato pie, which these days essentially is like an egg dish, almost like a frittata or a quiche. But when she made it, picture cherry pie, crust on the bottom, crust up top, and it's full of cherries. It was that, but with tomatoes. That was it. Like, that was dinner, man. It was this flaky-ass pie crust,
you know what? Like,
and it
as
was
far
just
as-
full of stewed tomatoes, and I hate
I never in my life thought I would like stewed tomatoes. There are a couple spots.
There are places
on the
where it
eastern
works.
shore of Maryland where they do a traditional stewed tomato dish, and I had one down there, and it was just like, this is mind blowing to me. I cannot believe there's a little island down there, and I can't remember. I went down there for a weekend. You take a ferry out to this island. They're known for this stewed tomato dish.
I can eat a
And
stewed
it's
tomato
fantastic.
dish because when you make it a dish, you add other things, right? You give it this flavor. Tomatoes are just the base, but it's a good flavor. My mother, it's like, dude, these tomatoes have been stewed. Nothing else has been added. And then those basically stewed tomatoes are just thrown in a pie
There
crust.
is,
It was
I don't know if it's
horrible.
a Maryland thing, but Jerry Seafood in Bowie, famous for their crab bomb. The second most popular thing is their stewed tomatoes.
Really?
And they add stuff to it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
But it's only there.
It's like if you talk to anybody in my family, I grew up. I don't like tomatoes, so I never ate them.
Yeah.
My mom would make stewed tomatoes all the time, but those ones at Jerry's, to a man, everybody in PG County would be like, "Oh, those are the best ones you ever have."
Yeah, if you do the right thing, stewed tomatoes aren't bad.
But you never hear about stewed tomatoes in any other part of the country.
Not
just
really.
there, where it's like a dish. You go to a restaurant, they have it.
And you order it, and they charge you for it. It's not like some side thing,
Yeah,
right?
Well, sometimes too, certain dishes, right? Like, again, that Jerry's place, right? My buddy Ern, he was a cook there forever. So then I went to this, forget which country it is, but a place called Sardi's. They opened up like 5 of them around there.
Okay.
And it's Peruvian chicken or something.
Yeah.
But their green beans are so good that I called him up because he told me about it. I said, "Hey, brother," I said, "Man, their green beans are unreal." And he goes, "Yeah, that's my recipe." Because he had made them at
So
Jerry's.
what's the recipe? Lard?
It's something like that.
Probably.
Yeah.
That was my grandmother's secret to any dish she made. Is like lard, bacon,
Beef fat.
That's
So
it.
you want a block of beef fat.
and everything was good.
Well, beef tallow is back. I mean, I know a lot of people,
Yeah.
that's all they cook with.
because
Nobody
now they
cooks
call it tallow.
Right. Nobody's cooking with seed oils anymore.
And they should. By the way, as far as the oatmeal raisin cookies, it's a little split on the text line there. It says raisins in an oatmeal raisin cookie makes the effing cookie. No argument. It's part of the name. I don't like it. Someone else says, preach about the oatmeal raisin cookies. I think a demon whispered into someone's ear to create those.
I love them.
I'm just saying the cookie itself's fine without the raisins.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
So if I made an oatmeal cookie and just left out the raisins, you'd be like, game on?
Game on. No doubt about it, man. Yeah.
Okay, I've got
sick.
a list of the most iconic dishes from every state. Now, this is like hyper local, all right?
Okay.
So it might not be the most popular, but it's only there.
I got you. All right.
So, for example, Ohio is not Cincinnati chili. They've got another dish that they say is strictly
Ohio.
based.
Okay.
So I'll give you the food item, where it came from. Sometimes they have
Well,
spread
give us the food item, see if we can guess the
state. Exactly. So burnt ends. Where were they created?
Texas.
No. That's
Kansas
what I said.
City.
Kansas.
Really?
Kansas burnt ends. They originated in Kansas City.
Well, I dated a chick years ago, all right? And my dad, he'd made a brisket. And so I brought her over to meet my parents. Everything was fine. And then my father comes up to me and kind of under his breath says, "You need to talk to your girlfriend." I'm like, "What did she do, man?" He's like, "Shape my burnt ends."
Oh.
I was like, what? And he points at the brisket. He's like, she ate the goddamn burnt ends. And so I said something to her, got a smile. I'm like, did you eat the burnt ends? She's like, well, yeah, because they look burned. I don't want your father to feel bad, so I ate them. But I'm like, hey, no, those actually
are his.
Those are his. That is the hit of the brisket.
Yeah.
Man. She did, because she's like,
Burnt
it was
ends are
really
awesome.
good.
They're awesome.
Paw.
Yeah, that's another one of those things, too, where, like, right where I grew up, it was just pork. So, like, I never heard of a burnt end until I was in my 20s.
Here's an easy one. Conch fritters.
Oh, Florida.
Florida. Fried seafood poppers.
Have anybody had conch fritters?
Yes, I did not enjoy them.
I've heard conch is one of those,
I didn't like the texture. The taste wasn't awful, but the taste was not worth fighting through the texture.
Okay.
Right, I'm kind of the same way with okra.
I do not like okra, but I know what you mean, yeah.
I've tried okra a bunch of different ways, and I'm just like, I don't know, I don't get down with it.
Okay. How about this one? I've never heard of this one. The slopper.
The
Slopper. That's got to be like Minnesota.
I was thinking
or
Wisconsin,
Iowa.
yeah.
Believe it or not, it's Colorado. The towns of Pueblo and Colorado Springs are known for this gooey creation. Burgers topped with shredded cheese, green chili sauce, served with French fries for good measure.
Hell yeah.
And Pueblo's known for their green chili. So the slopper comes from there.
I'd eat that in a heartbeat.
Hell yeah.
One more for you real quick here. The pork tenderloin sandwich. This is from one place.
Pork
Hang on.
tenderloin
In the United States, obviously
I know
it's
this.
German-based, but it's popular in one state.
Pennsylvania.
Big time.
No. Is
Ohio?
Is it Iowa?
It is Indiana.
Indiana.
A breaded and fried pork cutlet, quite similar to Wiener Schnitzel, but it's served everywhere in Indiana.
Oh, so it's thin.
Good
It
or,
is. You ever had one?
No.
Oh
It
my
is
God.
so good.
Oh my God.
Pork tenderloin
there's this,
sandwich.
the bun, I mean, it's spilling out of the bun.
Oh, God.
Because they flatten it out like paper thin. Like
What do they dress it with? What's on? What else?
Oh,
is on it?
you fry it, you put it on the roll.
Mustard, if you want.
All right.
I'm going to say maybe mustard, a couple pickles.
Yep.
Nice.
Good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Scott. Welcome to the men's room. Hola.
Hey, guys. Hola. Hola. Yeah.
Hola.
Hello.
Hey, real quick, just thank y'all making all of our days just that much better.
Oh, thank you, man.
So, real quick, because I'm going to end up with two of these, man. My old man growing up, it was breakfast for dinner.
All right, I'm a fan.
So, my mom was not great in the kitchen. So the silver dollar pancakes with fried potatoes and eggs. And so you travel all over, and like I'm constantly looking for a diner that can duplicate what he did. And but yeah,
So wait a minute, you're saying that the potatoes and the eggs are cooked together, or they're separate?
Oh yeah, just fried potatoes, and then he'd throw the few eggs in there.
Okay.
And, smush them around a little.
Typically, that's going to be more of a scramble thing. But I would seriously suggest you go to Vula's Offshore Cafe, which is at the north side of South Lake Union. They have something very similar to that. And if not, they will make exactly what you want if you ask for it. So I don't know if it's going to taste like it,
right?
But it's going to be the same ingredients.
But for Ted, it was really, truly, it was his baked steelhead.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app, and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet, and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it. When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. a warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Donor-advised funds from DAF Giving 360. Your clients can donate cash, publicly traded securities, or appreciated assets like real estate. It's a simple, tax-smart way to give. Learn more at dafgiving360.org/advisors.
It sounds great.
It sounds great.
Yeah, we man, where I grew up, we just didn't have fresh fish like that. That's no.
And it's a mythological. I grew up in a sporting goods store, and he only caught one, every 3 or 4 months. But it was it's a mythological fish. In my opinion, it doesn't really exist, but it's beautiful. It's like a giant trout, and with the bacon and the lemon and just beautiful. And I cannot. I own restaurants. I can't find fish the way he made it.
I mean, it is a trout, right? Still,
did he do it? Did he do it whole or did he fillet it?
Oh yeah, no, whole, and you just you put everything else, the bacon and the lemon and everything else inside of it, and you just baked it, and it came out, and it was just this beautiful thing. People eat salmon a lot, steelhead you don't find because they're mythological. And
Speaking of mythological fish, there's a thing in Baltimore, and I mean, this is on every street corner, lake trout.
Lake trout.
Right, and a big-ass sign everywhere you go, right? If it's like convenience store, bodega, you name it, or maybe it's a restaurant, but it says lake trout. I lived there for 23 years. I was never sure what lake trout was. And if you ask, what is lake trout? Typically, the response is, we do not know. We just get a fish, right? We kind of deep fried. It's roughly the same fish, but no one seems quite sure what it is. I'm guessing it's probably cod, just because of the East Coast. And they would deep fry the living bejesus out of this thing. It was all kind of spicy. It was delicious. There's no such thing as lake trout.
I've never seen that anywhere else.
No, but everywhere you go in Baltimore, man, try lake trout. And honestly, if you go to Baltimore, try lake trout. It's very good.
And there's a couple places, right, like on, is it North Ave?
North Ave or probably Green Mountain.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain areas, right? I mean, Baltimore's just one of those cities. You go 3 blocks, the neighborhood's completely changed. But yeah, me and my one buddy, Steve, Caesar, we did not care. And we would go into the bad neighborhoods during the day, and we would get that big, 4 or 5, lake trout piece.
Oh, yeah. And you never knew what fish you were eating.
But you're right. It's not trout.
No.
It's some kind of white fish, though.
Okay. Another state's favorite food, fair scones. Who specializes
Washington.
That's exactly right.
Look, scones to me were English until I moved here. And everybody's like, you're scones. And I used to say, I'm going to get a scone. I'm going to get a scone. Then I had Fisher scones.
That's exactly what it says.
I get it.
Made by Fisher Scones, served warm, half split open, slathered with jam.
That's only here.
Beloved for their smooth, fluffy texture.
Damn.
And many copycat exists, but never as good as the Fisher.
There's differences, right? Like here at fairs, you have elephant ears and the scones.
Yeah.
Whereas, on the East Coast, you go to the boardwalk and it's all funnel cakes.
Yep.
Which the elephant ear and the funnel cake,
they're not that far apart.
They're not that different.
But they're not the same.
Okay, I think one person will get this one here. Yakamine.
Yakamine?
Virginia?
Yakamine. You guys know?
No.
I've never heard of it.
Can you say what it is?
It's a favorite hangover cure. Dish is a matchup of different cultures and combines soy sauce, spaghetti or noodles,
ketchup,
Creole spices, green onions
Louisiana.
or cilantro. Louisiana, hard-boiled eggs in aromatic beef broth.
You know what's crazy
commonly
about that
topped
is,
with hot sauce and ketchup.
When I was growing up, when I visited my grandparents in Virginia, I thought they made it up, but it's very related. It's not yakamine; they called it yak, and it was spaghetti noodles, and then you mix ketchup and soy sauce, and maybe you add some other stuff. But they would intentionally order just bland-ass noodles from a Chinese restaurant, and then mix the soy sauce and ketchup. I mean, and they devoured this stuff, right?
That just sounds like a stoner food,
dude. I mean, it kind of is, but
I'd eat it.
And my grandmother, she could cook her ass off, but her treat to herself was yak. And again, soy sauce, ketchup, and you mix it with noodles. And as a kid, it was palatable because it just tastes like salt. Looking back, I'm like, that is ridiculous. That's a sodium bomb, man.
This sounds great to me, but Virginia's favorite original recipe, Virginia peanut soup. So think of like a lobster bisque or something that's a little bit thicker, but peanut-based.
Okay.
So it's creamy, savory soup made with aromatics, broth, cream, and peanut butter.
I would eat that. Think about like all the Asian dishes.
It's rooted in African culture.
Yeah, I mean, think about all those dishes, peanut chicken, etc. It works.
It's like warmed up peanut sauce, but soup.
I get it, but like a little bit of peanut flavor goes a long way with me.
It
like,
does.
I love a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I have nothing wrong with peanut butter whatsoever. But when I'm getting assaulted by peanut butter, that's when I'm like, hey, easy.
Assaulted, I get what you did there. Good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Edgar. Welcome to the Binge Room.
Hola. Yeah, I grew up in North Carolina, and anytime you get a pork-based, vinegar-based barbecue, it reminds me of home. But what?
Absolutely.
The one food that it's not like I ever see it out here is a banana sandwich.
A banana sandwich.
Now, is this banana and peanut butter or just straight banana sandwich?
See, yeah, everybody eats a banana and peanut butter. In my family, I don't know why. I think it might come on my mama's side because I see my cousins do it too. It's a banana on a Wonder Bread, and you can substitute Hawaiian bread. I found out that works really good.
That would work better, I think.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of Wonder Bread in my house anymore. My kids are making sourdough and stuff, but
that's what happened when you moved out here, dude.
Yeah, so like I say, I just every now and then I'll just get some white bread, banana, and you put Miracle Whip on both sides of the bread. And I know it sounds horrible.
Yes, it does.
Everybody just gags when I tell them, but it's kind of like a sweet and sour in that you got that tanginess from the Miracle Whip and the sweetness of the banana. And it can't be a green banana, but then again, you don't want one of those too brown either. There's only about a 2-hour window where you can make this thing.
2-hour window. And look, I'm not going to lie to you, man. It does not sound like the worst thing, but it does not sound good at all.
Where did you grow up in North Carolina?
I grew up in Wilson. If you were to look at it on the map, they talk about it in Mayberry every now and then. There's Mayberry and Mount Pilot, and every now and then you go over to Rocky Mount or Wilson or something. You get official business, you go into Raleigh. So I grew up right in Mayberry, man.
Okay, all right. So that's kind of like the Piedmont area, I guess.
Grew up in
Mayberry. Well, that's where that's where the town is.
Is Mayberry a real town?
And that Mount Pilot, I want to say that was featured in a movie, and I cannot remember which.
All
one.
right.
But they're
I just assumed Mayberry was a made-up place, but you're telling me it's an actual town in North Carolina.
Yes.
I will be damned. Mm-hmm. I didn't know, man.
I didn't think it was. I know the other towns he references are real.
Sure. But I guess, obviously that's their claim to fame.
But I will say this: if you ever go to North Carolina, try their style of barbecue.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's different.
Phenomenal.
But that's what I always got in, the grandparents of Virginia, the people that love yak, Virginia, it's the same as Carolina barbecue. But it confused me as a kid because we'd visit grandparents of Virginia. Do you want to get barbecue? Yes. Always pulled pork, always vinegar-based. We visit the family in Texas. You want barbecue? Yeah. Tomato-based and, like I said, all beef, massive ribs.
Okay.
And it wasn't until I got older I realized, okay, barbecue can be different depending where you are.
Right. That's why I think it's funny now because it's like when I go, to me, you either have Carolina style or Texas. Mayberry's not a real town.
It's not.
It's fictional based on
Mount Pilot, right?
Okay.
Mount Airy.
Oh, Mount Airy. Okay, white barbecue sauce. What state is that known for?
Alabama.
Alabama.
They have a minor league team.
Made from mayonnaise, vinegar, horseradish, and a little bit of Worcestershire. I don't know if I've ever had white barbecue sauce.
Neither have I. That Alabama white decent, sauce.
It doesn't sound bad.
I've seen it on chicken wings before. It looks delicious.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop-beat-up, wow, Mitre saw is my
The
favorite.
more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Just got a new puppy or kitten? Congrats! But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is. When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
No matter why your clients give, a donor-advised fund from DAF Giving 360 makes charitable giving simple and efficient. They can get a tax deduction upon funding an account, and their assets can potentially grow tax-free as they recommend when and where to give. DAF Giving 360 has over 25 years of expertise bringing donors, financial advisors, and charities together to make a greater impact. Learn more at dafgiving360.org/advisors.
You're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Who sucks last? Coming up at 4:30 right after emails on our question, good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Henry. Welcome to the men's room.
How's it going? Can you hear me?
Hola. We got you, man.
Here, real quick. First off, you guys were talking about a fancy place to go out in Enumclaw for, and they mentioned. So, who's from Enumclaw here?
That'd be me.
Okay, so you said the kettle, and I'm not going to put any hate on you.
Kettle's great for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
It is delicious, but for dinner, to answer the question, Il Siciliano is a very fancy place to go.
That's the new one that's around the corner from the library, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. I think I went there one time. Great food.
And so now rolling into Italian food, that's what reminds me of home growing up. And so throughout the course of my life growing up, I have been studying and cooking pasta sauce like crazy. And I'm finally at the point to where I got a home garden and I'm growing fresh vegetables, everything along that line to throw in the sauce. And do you guys ever get heartburn when you eat too much pasta?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, too much tomato sauce.
Too much tomato sauce for sure.
So here's the secret. You got to have fresh tomatoes. Even if you get them from the store, you can eat as much pasta as you want with no heartburn whatsoever.
Also, coffee.
Yeah. Some coffee in there, that works too, believe it or not, man.
I don't know that the heartburn's ever stopped me from eating it.
Oh, no, I'll still eat
just
it.
later, you're like, ugh, get some heartburn.
I know the heartburn's coming, but I'm like, it'll be worth it.
Yeah. Also,
but it prevents you from drinking too much wine.
my great-grandmother's secret to her sauce, she cooked the meatballs in the sauce.
Yeah.
Number one, don't bake them.
Yeah.
Because you're losing all of the flavor as it's, running out of the pan. You can spoon it off the top.
Sure.
Let that flavor set inside. She also used to put pork neck bones.
Yep.
And
That's huge,
that was
man.
that was the difference maker on the marrow that helped flavor the sauce.
People don't do that a lot anymore, and they really should, man.
Like Little Italy in Baltimore, it's all pork neck bones in the sauce.
Yeah, it's the difference. Makes all the difference. Hey, man, let me ask you this. Are you of Italian descent or just like Italian food? Because one thing, pretty much everyone loves Italian food. We will all make Italian food. Very few people I know are actually Italian as well.
So I am the mutt form in my family, but it's my grandparents that the great-grandparents moved from New York to the Renton Hill Philip Arnold Park. Then that's where kind of our lineage comes down from.
Okay.
And so, and honestly, the pasta sauces has been at Christmas Eve every single year growing up. It's always been grandma's spaghetti sauce. And yeah, she'd put a rack of ribs, she'd put breakfast sausage in there. That sucker would turn out so rich.
Oh yeah.
That's where I fell in love with the sauce.
If
you
you
a
ever
good sauce can make or break anything. Right?
There's a million Italian restaurants. If you ever run into one name that has like nunnies in it or nonies, how you do? Oh yeah. That right there tells you that's grandma's recipe. That's where you want to go.
Even if I'm looking at the or if it says
if
it
it
on
says,
the side,
if it says like Noni's Italian Bistro, go. I mean that's
Here's my question: why is there no like real northern Italian restaurants? It's all like southern Italy, right? Like northern Italy, it's more like light fare, white wine.
Because you're getting close to France, right?
Yeah, and like that stuff's good, but like I only remember either Little Italy in Baltimore or like in the north end, which is like Little Italy in Boston. You can find some of those dishes, but for the most part,
it is southern Italian food.
Yeah,
because otherwise people are like, what is this, French? Like, well, no, it's still Italian. But no, you're 100% correct.
And a lot of our Italian is that American Italian influence,
which is what we love.
Correct.
I mean, honestly, like when I was in Italy, you would get dishes you were familiar with by name, and it's more or less the same, but definitely a different taste.
Okay. Ted, toasted ravioli. What state?
Missouri. St. Louis. Those
Yeah.
St. Louis people love that.
That sounds good, though.
Yeah. Here's one that, man, everyone should try, but no one knows. Pierogies.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yep.
It's basically
it's a potato, isn't it?
It's mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Wrapped in basically a noodle filling kind of thing, dumpling.
Yeah, it's like a dumpling
right,
with potato,
filled with mashed potatoes.
which doesn't
You fry
sound like
it
anything.
in butter or you steam it. Jesus, man.
And
Salt
that's
and pepper.
Russian, German, what is that?
German,
I guess.
probably.
But I can tell you this, man. It doesn't seem like much, but if you have a side of pierogies with like meatloaf,
so good.
Because you get the mashed potatoes, you get the noodle, you get the butter. Sometimes people put like chives
potato
on top.
ravioli.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
When me and
crazy.
Sutton DB lived together, we ate pierogies all the time. You
Yeah.
get the giant bag at like Costco or Sam's Club.
Nice. And the brand should be, if you can find it, Mrs. T's.
Yes.
Pierogies.
Same Bloody Mary makes
Yep.
people.
Those are the two things they
make,
specialize
They make
in.
two things at that plant. Good or bad with food reminds you of home. 206-803-ROCK.
I don't know how they got the Bloody Mary game, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And
I swear to
that's
God,
the mix that people buy.
But only in that area. You go over to someone's house, that's common.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never seen that anywhere else.
No.
You go to Baltimore, nobody's eating them. I mean, not like
Not
they do
pierogies, no.
in Pennsylvania. That speedy sauce. There's a number of
Speedy sauce is and it's overrated. It's fine. And basically, it's a marinade or something. You know, if you're doing chicken or whatever and brush it on, it's fine. But if you talk to someone from Pennsylvania, like my wife, it is the tears of God.
So
that is how
if
good they believe this
This
stuff
was like
to
a
be.
volunteer fire department fundraiser. All right? And I'm not kidding you. They will have racks of half chickens. And they're cooking grilled chicken. Buy a half chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You eat that whole half chicken. But they've got a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket, and a mop, like a mop.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be unusual for you to have like a mop strand on your chicken and you just pull it off because you know they dump that stuff in speedy sauce and mop that all over the top. It's white vinegar, some seasonings. It's a clear.
It's almost like
barbecue.
Italian.
Yeah.
Kind of, but without Parmesan, right? Take the Parmesan cheese out of Italian
It's like
dressing.
Italian dressing, pretty much.
But I think a lot of that goes around, right? In D.C., we had mambo sauce, but like nobody in Baltimore would serve it.
No, you do not have
And like you see it a little bit. I think Papa John's made a pizza with it or something.
Okay, have you heard of it?
But that's here. And then until I got to Seattle, we used tartar sauce on a sandwich. I never would have thought to dip my fries in it.
No.
Really?
How about comeback sauce? Do you know what state that's from? Have you heard of
Sounds
that?
like Georgia or something.
You're close. Mississippi.
Okay.
It's close to Thousand Island, but it's made from mayonnaise, ketchup, lemon juice, Dijon, and hot sauce. And it's used for dipping fried foods in. So if you get French fries, if you get mozzarella sticks,
That's what it's
you're
for.
going to get comeback sauce with all that.
By the way, people let us know pierogies, Polish.
Polish.
Which makes sense. Yeah. If you go to Pennsylvania, there you go. Hello, Robert. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi.
Hola. We're doing great, man.
My whole family is a big cooking, baking, food family, so it's hard to pick just one thing. But growing up, I always requested my dad's pork parmesan for my birthday, and I finally learned how to make it. And it's probably about my favorite thing to eat.
What exactly is pork? Is it the same as eggplant or chicken parmesan, but with pork?
You just breading it?
Like chicken or veal parmesan, you make it from scratch. You have to bread it and brown it and bake it in the oven. It's a minimum 1 day. Usually it's easier to break it up over 2 days to do it. It's like a weekend project.
No wonder you asked for your
Are
birthday.
you talking like putting that in, like in buttermilk or something and soaking it for a day or two?
No, it's more about making the sauce and letting it sit overnight to let the flavors really come together. And then you slice the pork loin really thin, and then scrambled eggs, breading, fry it in a pan with some grease. Then you bake it in the oven with some mozzarella and the sauce poured all over it.
That does sound good, man.
Oh, dude.
So you said you come from a family where, everyone can cook, and that's a big deal. What was the worst meal? What's the one you looked forward to the least out of a family of people that can cook?
Both my parents are from New York, New Jersey, and so every once in a while they pull out the liver and onions.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Give me a hard roll.
Jesus.
Place in Baltimore called Mike's Pizza, no longer around. They used to do a very thin but multiple layers veal parmesan submarine on a toasted fresh roll.
That sounds very Northeast.
And
yes.
I mean, it was just like, it just melted. You didn't have to bite into it. It was just like,
get it in your mouth and it
then
takes
just
care of
falls
itself.
off, and you're like, oh my God.
A veal parmesan sub.
Yes.
Damn.
I know.
That's got to be awesome.
It was, oh my God, I almost cussed.
I've only had veal parm like as the dish.
Jesus.
Pasta.
Exactly. Right.
Man. Good or bad, what food to remind you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Stacy. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Stacy.
Liquor and elegant escorts.
Liquor and elegant escorts.
You're Stacy?
I am Stacy.
Like Keach.
Yeah.
All right.
Like Keach. Exactly.
Ted was hoping for a chick.
And just as stoned from what it sounds like.
That's me for I am a woman. What are you saying?
What do you mean? No, what I was talking about was Tagliolini. Now, try and figure out the origin of this. I would like to find someone else other than my family that knows what Tagliolini is. It's sautéed onions, ground beef, throw some tomato paste in there, tomato sauce, some Mexicorn, simmer it, stir it up, and then serve it over chow mein noodles.
I have never heard of that.
Not me neither.
No.
It is an excellent, inexpensive meal that just, I don't know, it's just been something in my family for years and years and years, and nobody knows exactly what Mom put into it, but man, that was good.
Now, is this an actual dish, or is this something family specific? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, I'm looking at it now.
Because I've tried to look it up online. Nothing comes up with Tagliolini.
All right, we're looking at it now.
Yeah, we're looking at the recipe.
2.5 pounds of hamburger, 1 onion chopped, 1 green pepper chopped, 2 15-ounce cans of tomato sauce. You're right, tomato juice.
That's different.
Sliced mushrooms. They have a can of cream-style corn. You're right. Thin noodles, garlic, longhorn cheese. Damn, you pretty much nailed the recipe, man.
Yeah.
I had never heard of it before today.
Sounds like a garbage plate.
Kind of does.
Kind of is. But she'd also cook liver and onions and fried eggplant. That was my worst nightmare.
What's up with the eggplant?
I mean, fried eggplant's good.
What's up with that? What is it?
The eggplant's what you asked about.
Yeah.
Not the liver and onions, but the eggplant.
Well, I know liver and onions are bad, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
I'm
like,
just
you
saying.
voluntarily bought an eggplant and took all the time to dress that and make that like Parmesan or veal or whatever.
And then serve it with
and
liver and
you could have
onions.
used anything else, man. I mean, you could have made chicken parm. You could have made veal parm. You could have made...
Yeah, that's a good point.
And you're using eggplant? It's like,
Well, they already
man,
have the meat. We have the liver.
Yeah, but I just like all that work, and now it's like vegetarian lasagna. It's like, it's okay. But you did all that work.
I don't know. Eggplant parm's pretty damn good, dude.
It is good. I'm just thinking if you're going to do all the things to make Parmesan and then bake it and put the cheese on top and then bread it.
I wouldn't pick eggplant. No.
Exactly.
But then again, this is me, so I want meat. Not eggplant.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, yeah. I knew a place that used to put a little, like a very thin piece of eggplant parm and then the chicken parm on top.
Ooh, really?
So it was awesome. You
That
got
sounds
best
good.
of both worlds.
See, there, yeah, I'd do that. Good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Rob. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
Hey, how are you gentlemen doing today?
Hungry.
Yeah, I was about to say, getting kind of hungry.
Really
Go.
hungry.
Well, I drive semi for a living, so of course I have to do this for you boys and all the truckers.
Nice.
Appreciate that, man.
There you go.
Hey, the one thing that reminds me of home, and no matter how much I try to make it, of course, you can never do it right because Mom's always got that special touch. It's basically called SOS. That's the abbreviation. Basically, crap on a shingle.
Yes,
and all it was, she would toast up some toast, put it on a plate, and then mix up her special gravy, whether it was brown gravy, country gravy. She'd put either in some, maybe a little bit of corn. She would throw in the hamburger or the sausage crumpled up and get it all nice and hot and lay it over the top of that with a little bit of cheese. Oh, my God. It's to die for. And, unfortunately, Mom passed away here a couple of years ago.
Did you ever do chip ham or chipped beef?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've tried it. I've tried a little bit of everything, but, I've tried doing it the exact way she does, but you just, can't quite get it. But, she passed away here a couple of years ago, but anytime I'd come over for a visit, Ma, got to do SOS, and she'd already have it going before, It was cheap and easy, too, It didn't cost, a whole bunch of money. It was easy to put a couple of ingredients together, make a big, spaghetti pot full, and just feed the entire army that I bring over.
I got a question for you. Are you a long-haul trucker or short?
I am a long-haul trucker.
All right. Is there any spots that you need to stop by every time you drive through a certain area? Like I was reading an article on Eater today about Miners Burgers in Yakima. And although we give Yakima crap, I'm looking at this and looking at the menu going, oh, my God, if I ever drive through there on 90, I am stopping there and I am getting lunch. Now, do you have one of those locations anywhere in your travels?
I do. I go down to California. I go through Humboldt County, down through Crescent City, Eureka, Fortuna. And, hey, you never go wrong, baby, with the In-N-Out Burger or the Carl's Jr.
Yeah. See, Carl's Jr. is one in Monroe, I think.
There's Carl's Jr. There's a couple around. You could find them. I'm with that guy, though. We always just called it cream chip beef.
Yep.
My impression, I could be wrong, was that S on a shingle was just like ground beef.
It can be.
I think that's what I've always heard.
That's the military term for it.
Yeah, the cream chip beef, I was down with that, man. Didn't have it enough, but loved it when I did.
Right, because my mom spent 2 years in Louisiana going to college. So she would just make a simple roux or whatever at home.
Yep.
And then add the chip beef. But he's right, man. Like, I loved it as a kid. Like, I'd eat it now.
I used to have...
I was just thinking that, like, I could eat that right now.
One of my favorite things was it's chipped ham.
Mm-hmm.
Fried chipped ham sandwich with a slice of cheddar cheese on top.
That's not bad, man.
On
I've
toasted
had that,
bread. It is just... because
it's a warm ham and cheese, but the ham is easier to chew through. And
it's very light and airy. It's just kind of the way the ham stacks.
It's like a better mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's crunchy on the outside, but it's just...
God, that was so good.
Good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So for me, I had to think about this. There's two, but one that first came to mind was porcupine meatballs.
Porcupine to meatballs?
Wow. That's some country stuff.
Oh, it's so freaking good. So, like, make your base meatball, beef meatball recipe, and then you add white rice to it. And then you just, like, have it cook in, like, your red sauce. Usually my dad did it with, like, tomato sauce, but he also did ketchup and brown sugar to make it more like, which one I call it?
Like a barbecue?
Yeah.
Like barbecue, like a meatloaf style. And you serve it over like a nice pile of mashed potatoes, and it's ridiculous.
Oh, I see. The rice sticks out. I thought you were eating porcupine. That sounds like that's country as hell.
Yeah,
man.
it sounds like, wow, dude.
Yeah.
Oh no, definitely not. That exotic. No, the southern portion that remind me of every single Thanksgiving. I only had it once a year. My aunt would always bring. You guys ever had that, like, cheesy jalapeno rice?
I have not.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's so freaking good, but the rest of my family hates it. I would eat, like, half the tray.
Okay.
All right, that works out then.
What state is famous for chocolate gravy? Chocolate gravy.
Chocolate gravy. All right, it could be Pennsylvania because of the Hershey's. Or it could be Ohio. Could be Ohio. If they put chocolate in their chili.
It's Arkansas. The sauce is made with a flour cocoa powder roux, and you ladle that over fluffy biscuits.
Okay. I mean,
so
if it's not
biscuits and gravy, but the gravy is just the chocolate gravy.
Chocolate gravy.
Sounds
it's
like a
mole
gravy.
Mm-hmm. It's unsweetened, right? It would just seem bitter, but,
Who knows?
It just sounds like a bad term.
What's that?
I don't want to see somebody come out of the kitchen going, "You want some of my chocolate gravy?"
It sounds like they got the runs, right?
Thanks, Chef. Good or bad, what food reminds you of home? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Sean. Welcome to the men's room.
How you guys doing?
Doing great, John. Thank you.
Well, the thing, it doesn't really remind me of home because I've lived in my home for 50 years, but the thing that reminds me of my grandma is plum pudding covered in hot custard. It's a English tradition for Christmas. And I loved it. You can only have a piece about 2 or 3 inches.
I've only heard of plum pudding in the nursery rhymes. I don't know it's an actual thing.
Oh, it is, and it's basically like a really rich fruitcake, kind of.
I was going to ask, do you like fruitcake? I do not, because this sounds like something that tracks toward fruitcake.
I don't care for fruitcake, but plum pudding is really rich, and it's aged with like some kind of rum or liqueur in it. You know, my grandma would age it the stuff is good for up to 10 years.
Much like the fruitcake kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good.
I've never heard of it, man.
Look, I'll try anything. Except for liver and onions, because I already have it. I know what it tastes like.
It tastes
Well, you're not-
like what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It tastes like you're eating liver.
Right, I think I got you. When you say you'll try anything, so you got to try it for the first time.
For the first time,
Because then I feel like if you try it again, you'd say, "I tried it again,"
and it still sucks.
That's the way I am with mushrooms. Keep trying them. Don't like them.
So I don't like. Somebody here on the text line was like, "Man, as a kid, I did not like mushrooms. I did not like cabbage." Then I had a pierogi, and I burst into tears when I found out it was full of mushrooms and cabbage. Oh yeah, it's like a kid, my kid. You know what I mean? Doesn't like onions. Love onion rings. And the one day he bit it so that he could actually see the onion inside. Kind of freaked him out. I said, "Bro, what? You know why they call them onion rings?
Hey, come on, man.
You got the ring part. Guess what? It's a goddamn onion." Now he's fine with it, but it took a couple of months for him to get over that.
In his defense, I only knew onion rings from Burger King as a kid.
And all the little chipped up.
Yeah, the first time I saw a real one, I was like, what is that?
Who Sucks Last is coming up at 4:30, and we get your emails on the way next to the men's room at KISW.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit Condor.com today.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Donor-advised funds from DAF Giving 360. Your clients can donate cash, publicly traded securities, or appreciated assets like real estate. It's a simple, tax-smart way to give. Learn more at dafgiving360.org/advisors.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
Just got a new puppy or kitten. Congrats. But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, who sucks? Let's count up in minutes, but first time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail.
Food reminding me of home. Good day, brethren. My grandmother made so many things from scratch growing up in the 60s and the 80s. Favorite was her homemade chicken and noodle soup.
He grew up in the 60s and 80s,
All
but
the way
not the
through
70s.
the 80s.
Okay.
Hand-rolled flour, dough noodles, cut into thin straps and hung on the noodle rack to dry all day. And she ate a live chicken from a business that sold chicken and eggs. Butcher the chicken, let it boil in water. Would seem like all day. That from the Elk Plain Drifter. My grandmother used to make chicken and dumplings.
Oh, God, that's so good.
Make her
Yeah,
own
man.
Dumplings. Man, it was good. That's the only time I've ever had it. Was her.
I never grew up with it, but yeah, our buddy Brad just texted me that. He's like, his mom used to make it. Like, that sounds good.
It is awesome. Gentlemen, since I come from the L.A. area originally, there are foods that are distinctly unique to the area. And oddly, it's all cheeseburgers. We all know about In-N-Out, but others that made it up here are Del Taco, one in Federal Way, and they do sell burgers. Carl's Jr., one in Renton. Fat Burger, one in Redmond, which initially sounds dreadful to some, but just try it if you haven't. One that will never come up in Los Angeles is Original Tommy's, who are known specifically for a chili cheeseburger to die for, and their location right on Beverly and Rampart, east of downtown L.A. Still serving up the burgers that the founder, Tommy Kolax, became very well known for. It is one of the places I'll visit when I head down that way. Men's Room IPA and chili burgers, guys. That from Dennis.
That's an option that I need to exercise a little bit more. Options the chili burger.
Oh, dude, it's delicious.
I did chili dogs all the time, but doggone it, a chili burger. I've only had it a couple different times.
Go visit our buddy Mike over at Mike's Chili Parlor.
That's a fact.
Honestly, I don't know that I've
With
ever.
Men's Room IPA on tap, by the way.
Oh, nice. I don't know that I've ever had a chili burger outside of Mike's.
Now,
Oh, really?
have you, Mike, when you're talking chili burger, are you talking a burger with chili on top as far as smothered?
Right.
Or are you talking about chili on the inside in the bun?
I would assume chili on the inside of the bun.
Yeah.
Okay, because typically...
Basically a sloppy Joe with a hamburger patty on it. Right?
Correct. All right. Okay. They have both in Mike's.
Nice.
Oh, gentlemen, say what you want. I'm from Philly.
I will say, generally, I'm not a huge fan of smothering a cheeseburger. But when you do it with the chili and eat it with a fork and knife, it's still pretty damn good.
Yeah. Sure. No better Christmas breakfast in Philly than slices of Scrapple, fried, scrambled eggs, and maple syrup on top. Thanks, guys. That's from
Maple
Raymond.
syrup. Wow.
Scrapple is essentially what? Is that grits? What is
No,
that?
Scrapple's meat.
It's pork intestines.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just ground up and then...
Because like that same area, right? Like I grew up eating pork roll, which is a little more like North or Jersey.
Yeah.
Philly, and then like that part, Eastern Shore and Maryland is all Scrapple.
Is it crisp when you fry it?
Correct.
It can be, yes.
Like Spam.
I mean, basically, you spend all day and you mix in some oats with it. That's kind of the binder. But it is the worst parts. Like I asked a waitress once, she said, "Honey, it's parts of the pig you don't generally eat." This was in Ocean City, Maryland. But you bind it, it comes out like a loaf, And then, yes, they will always. I don't know anybody that eats it unless it's you got to cut off a slice of it and then crisp it up on like a flat top.
Yes. Okay. All right.
But with that said, I haven't tried it in years. I did not like it when I was a kid. I might try it again, but I'm telling you, I love. Yes, I love pork roll. And like they're both the crappy parts of the pig.
Yeah, you'd like it, man. Seriously, I'm saying that I like it.
Sounds good.
And also, if you've never seen it, because people out here have never seen it, it is dark black.
It does not look. good.
It looks awful. It is just a brick.
Yeah.
I would definitely try that.
Looks like a meatloaf
It looks
full of
good.
pork.
No, it looks good. That looks really
It looks like a meatloaf you wouldn't eat.
If you like Spam, you will like it.
Okay.
If you
All right.
don't like Spam, you probably Miles, you would love it.
Okay.
Well, we like Spam.
Birthday time brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Pick up some over the 3-day weekend.
You know
Enjoy it
what?
with your barbecue.
It's a 3-day weekend. Dip irresponsibly. Go nuts.
All guys, want to wish my amazing girlfriend Brittany a happy 34th birthday. We listen to you guys every day on our way home from work. Could you guys play the Men's Room Top 10 song for her? Oh! It's her absolute favorite. A Leroy Jenkins, Joey Chestnut, and the Germans telling her what kind of present she'll be getting. And maybe Coke Ted telling her how to celebrate. Thank you, guys. Awesome show. That from James.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10. Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, I get the feeling that tonight for your birthday you can expect pregnancy.
So, yeah, maybe you could be a piece of scrapple in the morning.
Yeah, I'll start calling you downstairs the scrapple room.
All right, what you got to do, you got to go out. We got to get some supplies, all right? What is it, Wednesday? Who cares? It's the weekend in your head. It's your birthday. Get that bag. Get another bag. Get whatever balls of stuff they call it and go crazy all weekend. Then wake up on Tuesday and apologize to no one. Damn.
Boys, want to give a shout out to my Uncle Dennis on his birthday. Best second father and mentor to me. Has known me since the day I was born. And I wouldn't have made it as far as I have in life without him teaching me along the way. How about a fart montage, some thrill shotgun gets, and you guys talking all over each other about how cool it is being a school bus driver. Thanks, brothers. That from Maverick. Get! School bus driver.
School bus driver.
One of the coolest guys I knew growing up was our school bus driver.
Probably like it, but I
always on
looking
time.
back, man.
Always
and
happy to see
frankly,
him.
every parent.
Probably stoned out of his
Didn't
mind.
matter.
He's a good dude, man.
That's right.
Treated us like equals. Oh, gentlemen, today's my friend Jeff's birthday. It's been a pleasure to bond with him over our mutual love of fine whiskey and auto racing. And he's the biggest fan of the Green Bay Packers I've ever met. Go Hawks, it says. Could he get an auto lookout, an owl hitting the window, and the Germans dissing the Chicago Bears? Have a great day, guys, and rock on, Jeff. That from Alex.
Uh-oh, look out.
Yeah, listen, we are dirty Germans, quite frankly. I always love me a big old bear. It doesn't matter what city they're from.
Yeah, you know, what's the funny thing is in Germany, we always love one decade. Much like the Bears, it's the 80s.
Yeah.
You were relevant. Did they win? Have they won another one?
No.
Hell no.
No. They had 85 and they're done. That is it, man.
Way to make it hard to.
It's been so long, most of those guys are dead.
No, that's right. They went back to a Super Bowl and lost to the Colts. Because Urlacher was there, I believe, right? Or no, it was the Colts.
No,
right?
because there's two black head coaches.
There was one coach, but he had two black heads.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
No! When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed, yeah. A.K.A. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Just got a new puppy or kitten? Congrats! But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
The men's room wants to know who sucks last.
Hey, time for Who Sucks Last. Tina Thrill, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They always suck. It's up to us, though, to determine, out of the 3 stories, which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to like KISW on Facebook, X, or Instagram, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Last.
Yes, indeed. And today, every story is united by the fact that somebody is suing somebody. So let's start with Jennifer Lopez, and rarely do I defend her, and yes, it is the law. But a photographer and a photo agency, they filed a lawsuit against Jennifer Lopez alleging copyright infringement after she posted their copyright photos of herself from a pre-Golden Globes party to social media. So, in the complaint in federal court, photographer Edwin Blanco, he accuses Lopez of posting photos of her arriving and departing from the Golden Globes on Instagram and X, but without permission. Backgrid USA, that's the news and photo agency, they filed a twin lawsuit related to the same photographs, which the company and Blanco co-own. Now, the photos, they show her in a white fur coat, slit dress, clutching her Chanel purse, and the post on Instagram is captioned, quote, "Weekend Glamour." Well, the lawsuit says that the singer posted the photos to market designers that she wore at the event. That's the real beef here. And a lawyer for the photographer said, quote, "Ms. Lopez used the images to spotlight the designer of her clothing and jewelry, leveraging the publicity from the event to promote her fashion affiliations and brand partnerships." Completely understand. So they are seeking statutory damages of $150,000 for each photo used, as well as a jury trial. I'm not sure how many pictures she used. She's got the money to cover. I know legally it's copyright infringement, but like, hey, she did not ask you to take a picture of her. You chose to take a picture of her. She used it. But again, they're right. Within the law, okay, it just seems ridiculous. Like, yeah, we're going to take your photo, but you can't use the photo I took of you on your own behalf. That's basically the deal, and they're not wrong. Now, speaking of absurd lawsuits, a man in his 20s, he went on social media to ask for advice. He's asking for advice after his roommate stole a piece of his cake that he'd baked from his fridge. Okay, so the roommate stole this homemade cake from the other guy. So the roommate had a bad allergic reaction to it and called 911. They hit him with an EpiPen. He did recover, but apparently he had a peanut allergy and did not realize that the cake included peanut butter. Again, because he did not make it and it was not for him. The problem is, the man says the roommate who stole the cake is now asking him to pay the medical bills because, quote, he poisoned him. Now, naturally, a lot of people are telling him that he should not be responsible, since they had a rule that they did not share groceries, and they even had separate mini fridges. So his roommate went to a separate mini fridge, stole the guy's cake, ate it, had a peanut allergy because he didn't know the peanuts in. We continue. So the roommate, he'd gone into his fridge to take the cake, which was never offered to him in the first place. Now, the guy says it's awkward because they were friends before being roommates, and the roommate with the allergy told their joint friends about it, and some of them are saying that he should at least contribute something toward the medical expense. Anyway, the guy posted an update saying he has refused to pay anything, and he started looking for a new apartment. Nevertheless, his buddy might sue him for the medical damages because he, quote-unquote, poisoned him with the cake that he stole. We did that once in a restaurant. We told our waitstaff, guys, stop eating the desserts when you go into the walk-in. We know you're eating the desserts. Naturally, everyone on the waitstaff disavowed any knowledge of this. So, like, guys, we know how many desserts we put in there. So the point being, we knew they're eating the desserts. They're not going to cop to it. Fine. So what we did one day, just to prove a point, we took demi-glace. Basically, it is just a bone marrow. But when you refrigerate it, just like Jell-O, right, it gets gelatinous. It looks like chocolate. And we put them in little aluminum tins. They look like the old McDonald's ashtrays. All right. And then we put a dollop of whipped cream on top. We put all of them on like 3 sheet trays, put them in a sheet tray rack, and put it in the walk-in. Now, we did not say what they were. We didn't tell them they could eat it. But probably 80% of our wait staff on this particular night that we did it came walking out of the walk-in, gagging, choking, angry at us. Like, what the F is that? We're like, it's bone marrow, man. Like, I thought it was pudding. I'm like, it shouldn't matter what you thought it was because you guys aren't eating the dessert. You're not in position to be angry. They hated us for it, but we're like, we're proving a point. Yeah. You steal the food, that's what you get. So I'm on the roommate side on this one. Like, bro, you stole my food. I'm sorry you have an allergy. But let us continue. We go to the UK now, where a well-respected family, they were recently awarded compensation of $100,000 by a restaurant that had publicly accused them of leaving without paying the bill. So in July of last year, Peter and Ann McGurr, that's, honest to God, McGurr. Where's Ricker when they need him? McGurr. Along with their children, Peter Jr. and Carol, they visited the Horse and Jockey Inn in the Peak District in England. Now, it was a pretty uneventful affair. The family ordered ribeye steaks, washed them down with some ales and lagers before leaving for their home. Only shortly after their departure, the Horse and Jockey Facebook page posted a video of the McGurrs allegedly leaving the establishment without paying their $200 bill. Now, the family was soon making national headlines for dining and dancing, which negatively impacted their otherwise great reputation. So they found themselves with no choice but to sue the inn to clear their name. And as it turns out, the Horse and Jockey Inn, they jumped the gun when they posted the closed-circuit television footage of the McGurrs on their Facebook page and accused them of skipping the bill. You see, the family, they'd actually paid by credit card, but one of the members of the staff had forgotten to put it through the till. So despite the
okay, all right.
So they did pay. Just one of the waiters forgot to actually put it through the.
You mean, did they get a receipt?
I'm assuming they did to know that they paid, but you still have to take the merchant copy and put it wherever you put it.
Copy. Oh, so he didn't put the actual copy.
He forgot to put it in the till. So despite the attempts to apologize for the mistake and convince the family to drop the lawsuit, they were in for much more than they'd bargained for. You see, the owner's attempts to appease the McGurrs with an apology, free meals, and a complimentary stay at the end fell on deaf ears because the family, they're the owners of McGurr Engineering, an internationally known company specializing in the manufacturing of construction block. So they weren't the type of people to skip a $200 bill for a meal, but the serious and defamatory accusations, it made the Horse Jockey Inn cause significant damage to the reputation of the family. Again, we do business internationally. Now you're making national headlines. And they're like, Jesus. But we paid for the meal. Well, in the end, the Horse and Jockey ended up settling for $100,000 before any evidence could be presented in court. And they also apologized to the distress that they called the McGurrs. And in hindsight, maybe they should have just taken a $200 loss. So those are your 3 stories. We got J-Lo. Yeah, she's getting sued because she used pictures of herself that someone took of her without her asking to take pictures of. We have the roommate, I have no idea where it is, but the roommate who went to his roommate's mini fridge, stole his roommate's cake, ate his roommate's cake, had a peanut allergy as a result, and now is suing his roommate for medical bills because he, quote unquote, poisoned him. And finally, the family in UK, who they did pay their tab, $200, but they got lambasted and basically defamatory crap being posted about them in national headlines.
See, I think the guy that stole his roommate's stuff, he sucks the most.
I would agree.
Because, went into someone else's fridge. You have separate things.
Right, you have separate fridges, man.
He knows he has an allergy. He does not look to see what's in stuff.
It's your allergy.
That's up to him, not anyone else in this world.
Correct.
So, if I'm working at McDonald's and I give him something that's fried in peanut oil and I tell him that, you know what I mean? It's like, look, I told you, man. It's up to you if you want to eat it or not. But you stole it.
Right,
and you
that's the
paid
difference.
for it. So, I think he sucks the most. J-Lo should have known better in her position. I feel like the social media person who is responsible for putting her stuff out there.
Right, she didn't put it out there.
It is not her. Okay, but if you're the social media director for anyone, you know
On
damn
that
well.
level.
You know damn well that you can't take someone's image and put it up as your own. You have to give them credit. You have to get permission.
Sure.
There's a number of things you
Like,
have to
even
do.
if it's a picture of you, they have permission to take pictures of you, but that picture is their possession.
Richard Sherman, he catches that interception, one hand, right? He did it, but he didn't take that iconic picture. He doesn't own that. So, like anything else, yes, that's you.
Right.
But you don't own that image of yourself, which seems strange. But based on that, it's really not J-Lo, but it is her
social media person,
people.
sure.
I think J-Lo, I guess, can afford it, so she sucks the least.
I would say technically she did break the law. That's why she would suck the least. Like I said, it's not her. It's whoever she has doing this crap. But it's like, look, it's stupid to me. It is ridiculous, but it is the law.
Correct. And like we're saying, like somebody should have known just like, hey, we're going to use those photos.
I mean, how many times do we have that question? If you post something online like, hey, man, can we use
Mike and I
this?
do it all the time on social media to people. Like, I do it on the men's room Twitter. Like, can we use the
Can
photo?
we use it? It's that simple, man.
I mean, even for us, right? Like, I've emailed Mike, Iron Mike before and just been like, hey, do you mind if I take this photo and put it on my personal stuff because it's a cool photo?
Yeah.
But I know he took it. He owns it.
Do you credit him?
Mike?
Yeah.
No, don't do that. No. I know. One of these days he's going to catch on. But I think it's tough. I feel bad for the roommate. Just because I've been known back in the day to have a couple beverages, maybe eat some food that wasn't mine. But him suing him for poisoning him's tough.
That's the difference.
Yeah. But to me, that's like, right, your roommate's going to steal your food. I know that. But if something goes south, like, bro, that's a decision you made.
I mean, I think the restaurant sucks the least just because they got what they asked for. Like that, those other people were like, all right, we'll sue the crap out of you then.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Debate continues on Who Sucks Less if you like KISW on Facebook, X, and on Instagram. All right, coming up at 5:08, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. Uriner Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the Striped Way. Visit Condor.com today.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
508, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. We do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Medical gaslighting is something that can affect patients for years to come, according to research.
Thank you, research.
Hey, what do you know? When your doctor just tells you, don't worry, you're fine, and you're actually not fine?
Yeah.
Spells issues down the line.
Come on.
Could lead to long-ass surgeries.
So they did research to figure that out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I feel like that's something that's coming up more and more, and unfortunately, it's a kind of an eggshell ground that you got to walk on there, because you go to the doctor for a reason. They have medical expertise, and you need to listen to their medical expertise because they went through the schooling and they know what's going on. However, medical gaslighting is very much a reality.
Yep. Sure.
So, on what level are you? Is your pursuits finding what's actually wrong with you, and on what level is it just I want somebody to confirm what I believe is wrong about myself?
Correct. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
True. Sure.
So I don't want to mince words on there, and I don't want to say the wrong thing on that deal. But it's like there's a little bit of both on there. So
there is. I mean, well, when pharmaceuticals could start advertising on TV, which happened late '80s, early '90s, I guess it was. That's when everyone started self-diagnosing.
Absolutely.
Because before you just went to the doctor, they said what they said. They could have been right or wrong, but you believe them. Now you go in and tell them, hey, man, I have so-and-so syndrome. They're like, well, we don't know that.
Ask your doctor.
But the commercial said, right, because they're selling something. Let's do some tests.
Exactly.
Well, I think people sometimes, too, it helps if you like your doctor. And, I don't know how to explain it. I think we've all had, there's some doctors you don't get along with. Some you do. I really like my GP now.
Mm-hmm.
But you could also, I got arthritis in my shoulder, right? So she was like, here are the options. I was like, all right, I don't want to start taking shots. So I don't want to just have a surgery on it.
Yeah.
Right. She was like, all right, well, here. We'll go to physical therapy. So sometimes I think people, you can speak up for yourself, too.
Yeah, be your own advocate.
Unfortunately, in America, that's the answer to everything, right? Shots and surgery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a strange road in Scotland where cars appear to defy gravity and roll uphill.
I read about that. Did you read why?
No.
Because it's actually going downhill. But the way the landscape is around the road, the way your eyes perceive it is that the road's going uphill. But it actually is not. So it's just kind of an optical illusion. But tourists go there apparently. It's kind of, I would put their car in neutral and watch this thing. As you perceive it, it is rolling uphill. No one could figure it out until someone said, well, because it's going downhill.
Gotcha.
But when you look at it, right, just visually, the way the landscape is, it looks like it's going uphill. It's actually going downhill.
That's weird.
And that's why, right, that's the whole thing. They said, look, we get it. If you just take it with your eyes, it looks like you're rolling uphill. But they did all their measurements, and they're like, no, it's a slight slope.
Gotcha. Okay. Spirit Airlines is now offering an extra legroom option and a revamped rewards program.
What is that? Just throw your feet up on the armrest in front of you? Yeah, we don't care. I mean, what are these planes that have the extra legroom?
Right.
Most of them they're pretty built. They stuff as many people in there as they can, and I get it.
Are you doing the same thing that the other major airlines have done? Get more legroom in economy class or business class, whichever one. It's technically yes. I still feel like a sardine in here.
You've told me this, but
I mean, there is a little more room in business class.
Yeah.
And if you get free drinks with it, I'm cool. I think it's crazy that they charge extra now for the aisle row.
Oh, no. What?
Or not for the aisle row, for the exit row.
Oh, right.
It's well,
because you got more room.
You do, but also those people might have to do something.
About to say, I'm on the job.
Yeah.
Look, if you're a flight attendant, be honest, right? So I understand if can you speak English, and they say yes or no. Do you honestly trust that person?
No.
Sitting in because look, man,
I don't.
if I can get the exit row, I will, just for the extra leg room. I'm tall.
Right.
And they'll ask me, hey, can you follow these commands? Yeah. Now, look, in the event that the plane crashes or we have an emergency, I don't know how I'm going to respond, but I doubt that it's going to be calm.
Correct.
You know, and I keep asking you for more Jack and Cokes. I mean, at some point, you have to think to yourself, man,
this way down the slide.
This guy is not going to help. Because every time I get on a plane and I see someone, I'll see the flight attendant kind of acknowledge them, and they respond, and I start sizing that person up like, that dude ain't helping anybody.
I've seen him move somebody, and they like
No kidding.
Yeah, the guy he wasn't like hammered, but she was very nice about it. And she was like, "I'll put you in business class. So you still have leg room, but like, I think you're a little intoxicated. I can't have you in this row."
Wow.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, the people that I always see in the exit rows, if I'm ever anywhere close to it, the people that I see in there are like comically unqualified.
That's what I mean.
To help me out of a plane.
It's like, you know,
I know I'm getting
80-year-old
tagged
lady
in as I'm going by.
Like, so we're going to have to do it ourselves. There's no chance of that person.
No way. And honestly, to be fair, what do they expect them to do? Everybody, you know, because they point out where the exit signs are. Like, are you available to assist in an emergency? Like what? Show them the door that's right here?
That's why I'm like, do you need to speak English? I think in the event that the plane goes down, we have not safely landed, but
right, we're
on the ground. We need to open this door because I don't know, the plane's on fire, smoke. They'll figure it out.
Right.
Trust me, I don't care what language you speak. If that's a door and there's something going on in the plane, they're going to open the door.
And at that point, people are going to be vocal. If I get out the door...
Open the damn door!
Right. If I get out the door and the person behind me struggling, like, hey, can you help me out for a second? Like, okay, I'm going to stop for a second and help them out.
Maybe.
Like,
what's the situation, man?
Do they want him to jump off the wing onto the ground and catch people as they fall out of the doggone wing?
Right.
Come on now. There's a new app for your smartphone that can detect anemia by looking at a photo of your nails.
Huh. What's anemia?
I don't know.
Thin blood, basically, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're anemic, a lot of anemic, they get cold easier and all this kind of thing, right?
Oh.
So like a bitch.
Oh.
Stop being a little bitch, man. You're not cold. I can tell by your nails you need a jacket. Yeah.
Gotta start messing with people. Let's see your nail. Candy ass.
Oh, you want a little sweater? Maybe some cocoa for your hands?
Are we chilly?
Dude, I clicked on one of those stories like what your nail health could tell you about you.
Yeah.
And I get my algorithms just bombarding me with nail stuff now.
Oh, yeah. Need this little file here.
I don't know. It's freaked me out. I don't even want to look at them anymore.
I'm always afraid to look at them because I was told in school that there was a certain way that you had to look at them.
Well, look at your nails now.
I ain't doing it, man. I ain't doing it because
I mean it's not real, and it's still.
I know, stupid school stuff. A new study found that bodybuilders are 14 times more likely to die of sudden cardiac arrest.
Yes.
Well,
and they do.
Yes.
They do.
They do.
Their bodies are under.
Yeah, they're a bodybuilder.
Right, immense amounts of stress, whether you believe it or not. It's under. We're not supposed to be that big.
Thank you for doing another study.
Right.
Well, I think sometimes, too, it depends, some guys, too, if you're taking stuff and everything, that's going to be hard. If you're taking gear, that's going to be very hard on your heart.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sodium levels that are now deemed normal are linked to health problems.
Jesus.
That doesn't mean they're not normal. It just means they're bad.
Correct.
I find it amazing in this country that, like, if you have too much sodium in your diet or high blood pressure, right? Like, for years, you just assume don't use salt at home. And it's like, hey, dude, it's not the amount of table salt.
Right.
It's the stuff you're eating.
It's in the food.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Right? What's that, in the 70s or 80s? Everything got rid of fat, and they just pumped everything. It's like, now it's fat-free and low-calorie. It's like, right. But it's full of sugar and salt.
Right.
That's why we got diabetes everywhere.
Was it Olestra? Was that like the fat substitute?
That was for the chips. Yeah, everybody had the runs.
Chips. Yeah, and basically, they found out later, hey, man, turns out Olestra, you eat a normal bag of Lay's potato chips, a little fun size, whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to ass your pants.
Yeah.
And there's pretty much nothing new. We're just go ahead and put fat back in there.
I like to believe that everybody in here does their best to be as polite as possible. However,
keep telling yourself that, dumbass.
Sometimes we can kind of get a little ahead of ourselves, and sometimes we actually end up making the situation worse.
The Men's Room Top 10.
Uh-oh.
The Men's Room Top 10.
10 polite habits people secretly dislike. I don't like when people compliment me. I don't need to be patronized by you. How do you know I didn't just kill a man to watch him die? Ooh, you're so sweet. How the hell should you know? Gee, you're such a good listener. You sure about that? While you're droning on and on and on, I'm thinking, I wonder if I've got a snowball's chance in hell with that. And then when you say I'm nice for holding the door for you, save it, sister. I'll level with you. I just want another look at that booty.
Wow. Ain't that wrong?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Go Denham.
Well done. Whew. So these are polite habits that most people secretly dislike. They start with cheek kissing or hugging hello.
Oh.
They say before the pandemic, greetings often got a little physical. Kissing someone's cheek, kissing by the ear, or hugging and grabbing someone's arm were all common practices. But even before everyone was concerned about spreading an infectious disease, plenty of people didn't appreciate having their personal space invaded by these polite greetings.
I don't know anyone who's kissing people's cheeks.
No, we're not in Europe.
I mean, like, Europe, sure. Family members, maybe, but otherwise, I just...
Well, and if you were one of those people that did that, it did behoove you to do it to the people that you knew were not bothered by that. You did not meet somebody out of the gate and do that.
Oh, speak for yourself again.
Come on, baby.
The hugging thing.
My name's Doug. I'm Steve.
Yeah, some people don't want to be hugged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to hug somebody. Like I don't know. That's kind of when you got to really know that person or be like, do you mind? Do you want to hug?
Right.
I feel like the out now people go, I'm a hugger.
Exactly.
Right. They just make the statement. You're like, all right, man.
And that's me too.
And you make a judgment call. Like you're also sweaty.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't want to go in for this.
Well, and some people are just different, right? Like, I mean, I've had a couple friends I've told before, and they're like, well, no, I like to be honest and open with people. Like, cool. My buddy's wife hates it, and you are creeping her out.
Right.
Stop touching her.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right? I don't care if it's a hug or touching on the shoulder. Like, stop.
Right. And don't justify it. If they don't like it, knock it the hell off.
Yeah.
It ain't working.
It's subjective.
Leaving detailed voicemails.
Oh, God.
2 decades ago, voicemail was everything because it was literally everything. Short of leaving a note or emailing the person from your non-portable desktop computer, you had no other way to let someone know why you were calling. Polite etiquette at the time dictated that you leave a detailed and often repetitive voicemail so people would have all the info that they needed before returning your call. Now,
because
if you miss
there was
it,
no alternative.
text. Right.
Yeah.
Now just text. Hey.
Or you can look at your phone and say, I saw that you called. The only people that leave voicemails now, typically, if it's like the bank or something.
Right.
Because they kind of have to tell you if it's important.
Exactly.
Or
So you
if
don't
I'm
keep ignoring
driving.
it.
So if I'm driving and I call someone like, hey, man, sorry, I'm not going to text you, but I'll be there in 20 minutes.
There you go.
That's actually a good call.
That's it.
Right.
And I'm looking at him right now. Doctor's office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, those are always so slow, too, because it's the robot.
But I feel like they
Confirming
never
your
tell
appointment
you.
for tomorrow morning.
Like, that's fine. It's the, hey, we have your results. Please call. Then when you call,
Right.
oh, well.
'Cause they can't.
You have to talk to
Yes.
the doctor. I'm like, but I'm talking to you, and I know you have the results.
Right.
Can you tell me if it's good or bad?
That's a
No,
violation.
I can't tell you that. Nothing. And then you call your doctor, hey, everything's fine. Like, God damn it.
And you
man.
sat on hold for an hour because they were dealing with somebody else. They're
Of
busy.
course.
They're doing their thing.
We get it.
It's like, damn it, just violate HIPAA for a
Is there
second for me,
something
okay?
like- can we sign a form like,
I
look,
wish.
man, I know you guys got HIPAA, and we appreciate that.
Right.
I want to designate this woman sitting here who I keep seeing on the phone that if your ass calls me, she can just tell me the information.
Right. I don't care if the wrong number that you dial knows that I have warts, man.
Right.
Whatever. Is what it is.
If it's a venereal disease, I want to hear from the doctor specifically.
That's right. That's
not a good
Anything
call.
else, we're
It's
cool.
not a good call, man.
Polite habits that most people secretly dislike, automatically saying yes. People feel like the polite or kind thing to do when someone asks them to do something is to say yes right away, thinking that they can change their mind later. But while this may make their asker feel good in the moment, it's not a nice thing to do unless you're sure that you can keep that commitment. This can lead to frustration, resentment, and hurt feelings on both sides, and it can give you a chronic sense of being overcommitted and overwhelmed.
Yeah. I get into this one all the time with people.
Same. I'm guilty of this one.
I just tell people no. Or I'll say, I don't know yet. And then some people are like, well, you can just commit and then back out. I'm like, I don't want to back out.
Nobody wants to back out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Right.
And if I don't want to go, I don't want to go. I don't care if it's going to be awesome. I don't want to go.
That should be an acceptable answer.
And of course, people are going to say, no one's going to call you like, Ted, you got to go to this. It's going to suck. Like,
Right.
I know you're telling me it's going to
Right.
be. I know that's the goal.
Right.
I'm just not feeling it.
I
man.
know you want to spend time with me. I'm stoked that you want to spend time with me. It probably is going to be a great time. I'm not up for it tonight. I'm going to be a drag.
I had the conversation this week about Willie Nelson.
Oh, no kidding.
At the Gorge.
Just
It's like,
no.
this is the last time, man. I'm like, I know.
I know it is.
Do you have a hotel room? No, man, we're just going to kind of wing it. I'm like,
not me.
And I'm going to go with you, and we're just going to wing it,
Right.
and I don't know when I'm coming home.
You
Like,
can't wing
no.
the Gorge.
So
It's
I'm
in the middle of nowhere.
He's like, well, you know. I said, there's room. Apparently, there's rooms at KB.
Cool.
And he's like, I'm not paying that. I'm like, well, I don't want to pay it either. I'm just saying, no.
Right. You can wing it.
I don't want to go.
There's a massive campground.
There is.
Right, but I don't want to.
I don't want to do that.
But I don't want to. Like you said,
I want to
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm camping.
It's going to be freezing.
Anybody ever get this one? Polite habits that most people secretly dislike. You get that group email, then that one person, thanks. Replies all. You may think that if a bunch of people are included in an email, the polite thing to do is to keep everybody in the loop. But by hitting reply all. Unfortunately, most people get dozens of email messages a day, and reply all should be used only for information that the entire group needs.
Do you hear that, Odyssey coworkers? No kidding. I understand that this radio station sent out an email about whatever the hell they're doing.
Yep.
Cool. And if you want to respond to them, please do. I
Yes.
have, but what I don't do is reply. I don't care that you think that what they're doing is funny. Tell them, not me.
And if you want to, reply to them directly and then CC the
Yeah.
boss that you want to see that you're
right.
replying to this.
And
Just
not
have that.
everybody. I mean, it's the Morning Wolf Pack, right? That's the one. So we got our sister station, The Wolf. They do a lot of great things on their morning show, and once a week they'll send out an update
They
of what
update
they're
us
doing.
on what's going on.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But then every single person that works here, even though you can't physically see them because they're not physically here, everyone responds. And it's like, guys, tell them.
Right.
Not
You know what they'll
everybody
do?
cares.
They'll update us what's going on in the week, but they won't tell me who's on the doggone secret show.
They still haven't told you.
Come on, man.
It's a secret.
Doggone it.
Why do you think you should know the secret?
Because
we
we
work
work
here.
in the same
No,
doggone
no,
building.
different radio
That's one of the perks of working in
it's a
the
secret.
building.
It's a
Is
secret.
I get to know things that other people don't know.
No. It's a secret.
Yeah. No, that is part of it.
It should be. It should be.
I'm with you.
Damn it.
It's a secret.
Anyway, so these are applied habits that most
I
people
know.
secretly dislike. Tagging people on social media.
Yep.
Tagging friends, family, even professional acquaintances on social media has become the norm, and at first it may seem like the polite thing to do. After all, they want to see the pics and be included. Not so much. People have different comfort levels in regard to their online presence and privacy and may not appreciate you sending a digital "you are here" flag because I wasn't supposed to be off work that day.
Right.
Yeah, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, something fell through, you showed up at the last minute, but you blew off something else. Like,
Yep.
luckily, that seems like it's kind of really dulled down.
Right.
But when Facebook first started, jeez,
It's a
man,
learning curve.
you had to go and. I guess I just never did it. I always thought it was just rude.
Right.
It's like I know I'm going to catch heat for this one. I also I don't care if it's funny or if it looks odd. Like, don't take pictures of people you don't know and post them.
Facts.
It drives me up a wall.
Especially if you're doing something stupid there at the party that really should not be up on social media.
Right, that was my issue, right? Like, people would always post like, look, if you want to post the pictures, we're there, fine. I don't need you to tag me because I look hammered.
Right.
And it's, you know what I mean? And now it's on the front of my wall.
Exactly. And then I'll leave you with this one, the last polite habit that people secretly hate. We love you. We appreciate you. Just stop it. Apologizing for every little thing.
I'm sorry.
If you step on somebody's foot or make a mistake at work, the most polite thing that you can do is offer an immediate and sincere apology.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Right.
God damn, you got big feet.
That's all you got to do. You
Thank
don't
you.
need to apologize for
Move
every
your
little
foot.
dumb thing. We know. We know you didn't mean to do it.
It's funny. It cracks me up. And I get, they don't have to do it, but I understand it's probably the smart thing to do. I don't know. An employee at Burger King bitch slaps a customer. And Burger King immediately has to put out, hey, we
That
don't
is
condone-
not our policy.
Guys, we know it is not your
It is.
policy.
I work there. I know it's a policy. Slap that bitch up.
The Chicago Sun seems to have stuck their foot in the mud there, Miles.
How'd they do that?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk. Scan Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Real quick, someone here on the text line says, they speak of you guys on The Wolf in the mornings.
Damn right.
Well, thank you. Oh, just let them know.
Stop! Unless you can tell Mike and I who's playing the goddamn show.
I know.
Keep my name out your mouth, Gabe.
Do you really know?
Not telling you. It's a secret.
I will punch you.
It's a secret show.
I am serious.
You care too?
Yes.
I know Mike's been losing his mind for like 3 weeks, and they keep taunting him. Do you know who it is yet?
know! Put me on the damn video!
That's fine. There'll be something they want to come to.
Yeah. Can't do it.
But they already know what it is.
It's a secret.
They can know. They just ain't getting in.
There you go.
It's called a secret show.
Captain Ron has a doggone rock tattoo on his arm, and he won't.
It's called a
That is a
secret
good
show.
point.
I thought he was my brother, and he betrayed me.
He is. He's just a brother that doesn't
Then
like
why
you
do
enough
you
to
know,
share
Montgomery?
secrets.
Huh?
Then why do you know?
Because I just want to make you guys mad.
Just for that reason.
Right.
Today we chose CBS 6 news anchor Olivia Jackwith of Schenectady, New York. Now, Olivia is one of the co-anchors.
She's an ogre.
She's one of the co-anchors of the ridiculously early morning news. You know the ones that start like 4 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, she showed up for a shift, and then this happened.
We do have some breaking news this morning. Literally.
Yes.
Olivia's water has broke.
That's
and
right.
she is anchoring the news now in active labor.
Early labor.
We've been
Let's
doing
not
the
get carried
contractions.
away.
She's now, timing her contractions.
We'll see. I'm going to
and
pay
she's,
attention.
2 minutes apart?
No. Well, there was one, but it's been a few minutes since then, so we're still in good shape.
Her decision to stay on the desk, by the
look
way.
at what it says. Days past due date.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I know. So, thinking
Well,
maybe
I'm
today.
happy to be here, and I'll stay on the desk for as long as I possibly can.
Okay, she wasn't kidding. This broad finished the entire broadcast. Her water broke. That was the beginning of the newscast, by the way.
All right.
This wasn't like in the middle. Like, her water broke right before they went on the air. This is her first kid. And like
See,
Mike
that's
pointed
it.
out,
That's it.
when you have your first kid, you go into panic mode when your water breaks. If this were a second or third kid, I'd get it. And keep in mind, it's not like the movies traditionally. In the movies, the water breaks, kids are in 5 minutes. I was telling Mike, when my wife's water broke in our first kid, because again, we've had 9 months to think we're going to be awful parents, and it's about 1:30 in the morning. She's like, my water broke. Like, bro, we were out of bed in a heartbeat, raced to the hospital. My daughter was born 6 o'clock in the evening the next day.
Yeah.
But again, with the first kid, the water breaks, you go into panic. When the water broke with the second kid, I believe I was at work, and I got a text from a buddy of ours that said, hey, man, call your wife, seriously. Her water broke. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but the thing is, second child falls out. First child, you got time.
But you don't know that.
Yeah.
Apparently she did. Yeah, her first kid.
I think it's hindsight, but yes.
And again, she's having contractions, but this woman finished the broadcast. I'm like, hey, man, kudos to you for that, because I'd have been in a freaking panic. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola, bichola. Let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This now. 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my
The
favorite.
more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the Jet Appearance Package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Yes, Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Will. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, Pichola.
Hola. All right, Will, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. You have a choice of one of 3 stories. Today, we offer you the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally today, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
All right, let's do drugs.
On April 18th, Turkish authorities conducted an operation to burn over 20 tons of confiscated drugs in a town named Lice, which caused the air in the settlement to become thick with drug smoke. And for at least 5 days, people could not leave their windows open and avoided going out for fear of becoming intoxicated and experiencing the symptoms of getting stoned on this particular drug. And some of the symptoms, they say, included dizziness, nausea, and hallucinations. Now, a local man complained, quote, "The smell of drugs has been enveloping the district for days. We cannot open our windows. Our children got sick. We're constantly going to the hospital." Well, the chairman of the town, he said that although the success achieved by authorities in the fight against drugs is important, the manner in which the drugs were destroyed was incorrect. He emphasized that arranging the bags of drugs to form the name of the town, again, Lice, and burning letters only added insult to injury. So the authorities took the time to take all the drugs they confiscated, form the word Lice, which again is the name of the town, and then light it on fire.
Okay.
They say this was perhaps done as a preventative measure to deter, but the fact is it was destroyed in the city center and could cause serious discomfort to people due to the smoke. He went on to tell reporters that, adding that his association recommends that police dispose of drugs in factories with filtered chimneys. He continued, quote, "As you know, the burning of such drugs can also cause serious intoxication, just as tobacco harms passive smokers when used in a closed area. The smoke released by such narcotic substances, when disposed of, can cause serious discomfort to people on the other side." So now the question is, what did these geniuses burn in the city center? 20 tons of the drug. Was it methamphetamine? Was it crack? Was it weed? Or was it heroin? So meth, crack, weed, or heroin? What do these guys burn in the city center and get everyone high?
You know, you got to think, like, weed wouldn't necessarily do that.
All right, Will, then I'm taking weed.
What country?
It was in the country of Turkey, and the name of the city is Lice.
I mean, if people could feel the effects of it, I feel like that has to be weed.
You want weed?
I'm going weed.
Okay.
You know,
Will, what do you think?
I got to go heroin on this one.
Okay, heroin. What were they burning there? Was it meth, crack, weed, or heroin? We'll find out next.
Oh, come on.
Computer.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Category's choice on profile this. Turkish authorities, they're burning some drugs. Told the public for 5 days to stay inside, not open the windows. Do not go out. You might get high.
Oh, yeah.
Question is, what drugs were they burning? Meth, crack, weed, or heroin?
And, Will, that is the question that we posed to you, but let us start with you. You went with heroin. It was not heroin, which, is probably a good thing. D. Ted Smith, Miles Montgomery, you guys agreed and said weed. Right? The old standby. And
it was weed. Okay.
Yeah, 20 tons of weed. Spelled out the town name, lit it on fire. Again, city center. And then everyone got stoned.
Correct, because weed smoke can actually do that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not positive the other ones work that way.
I know. I'm going to keep trying, though.
Yeah. Good old meth buzz.
Oh, yeah.
Now for all TV news all time, time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today, you got Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, The Jimmies, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late? No.
It's right there to titleize guys have teams and sounds. The writer himself will come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
An estimated 12,000 baby chickens were abandoned in Delaware for 2 or 3 days, which led to the death of many of the chickens. But thousands of them did survive. In related news, Taco Bell's brought back their crispy chicken nuggets.
The Ted Smith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently they're great. You're not wrong.
They are shockingly crispy and good.
People love them.
Yeah, and it's Taco Bell.
Yeah, they're not real high on the new chicken strips from McDonald's, but they're talking about the Taco Bell nuggets.
Yeah. I just put in Taco Bell because Myers is always making fun of them. According to a new interview in The Hollywood Reporter, Tom Cruise plans on making movies into his hundreds. I hope he never stops, because I, for one, am looking forward to Mission Impossible Incontinent.
Colbert.
According to a new interview in The Hollywood Reporter, Tom Cruise intends to keep making movies into his hundreds. Fantastic. I hope he never stops. Because I, for one, am looking forward to seeing Mission Incontinent.
Bless ya. New York City is preparing for a big weekend. It's the start of Fleet Week, and there's a Knicks playoff game at Madison Square Garden. And thank God it's Fleet Week, because if the Knicks win, the city's going to need all the military help it can get.
Seth. Fallon.
What a time it is to be in New York City. I mean, it's the start of Fleet Week, and there's a Knicks playoff game at Madison Square Garden. And thank God it's Fleet Week, because if the Knicks win, we'll need all the military help we can get.
Registration is open for a clothing-optional 5K race in South Carolina. Sounds fun. Running naked with everything flapping in the breeze. It's a sight to behold and behear.
Colbert.
Fallon?
Colbert.
Registration is now open for a clothing-optional 5K race in South Carolina. Oh, that sounds fun. Running naked with everything flapping in the breeze. It'll be a sight to behold and to behear.
I got to see if that's in Charleston. Well, I'm going to call my niece. Be like, you working that 5K race?
Take pictures.
So sad news. George Wendt has passed away. If you don't know who George Wendt's name is offhand, he was Norm on Cheers.
Yep.
That's what he was most known for. He was 76. No word of on the cause of death, but his family said he died peacefully to sleep while at home. Let's see. He played Norm for all 11 seasons on Cheer from 82 to 93. You know what? They have a good little mashup here of just. So first of all, it's kind of cool when he would walk in, everybody would yell his name.
No.
But I forgot all the little one-liners he had before he'd sit down for a beer.
Afternoon, everybody. Norm! How you doing, Norm? What do you know? Not enough. Afternoon, everybody.
Do you know?
Better give me a tall one in case I like it. Afternoon, everybody. Hey!
How's life treating you, Norm?
I got just ran over its dog.
What's up, Norm?
My nipples. It's freezing out there.
What can I do for you, Norm?
Well, I am going to need something to kill time before my second beer. How about a first one?
You got it.
Now, I read years ago that back in the day, they had like these weird rules on what you could drink on TV.
All right.
So I guess maybe NA beers weren't a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So the beer, it was like this concoction they made, and they were like, oh, it was awful.
Oh, really?
But they had to, him and what's his name?
Cliff, yeah.
They had to drink it all the time. Because if you ever saw the show, I mean, that's what they did. They sat at the end. I was telling Mike the other day, I said, Cheers, it ends in 93. So I watched it with my parents. I obviously didn't get all the jokes or everything.
Sure.
Norm was always funny, right? Like those two guys were the best. But then, have you guys watched it? Do you think it stands up?
I have not seen. I thought it was a fantastic show when it was on. I get the feeling it would look very dated, but I think the writing would stand up.
Right.
Because they weren't super topical about what's going on in the world at this moment. It was all the situations just revolved around those characters dealing with whatever.
Right, because like me and MCTP from the podcast, brand new episode out today, we were watching a couple old Seinfelds like late at night, and we were still dying laughing.
Yeah.
But I don't think Friends holds up. When I watch that, I go, this is boring.
I'd agree with that.
So it's always like,
I don't know.
It was just one of those ones. I was like, Mike, like it's funny. I don't know that I'd recommend you gotta watch it. You know what I mean? Like I Love Lucy, just never did anything for me. It's because it just looks so dated. Let's see. George Wendt also talked about people getting him free beers and stuff. He was nominated for 6 Emmys.
Did he ever win one?
No, because I would have told you.
He had
nominated for 6, won one.
Right. Yeah, correct. He had TV appearances in MASH, Seinfeld, The Simpsons, Hot in Cleveland, Fresh Off the Boat. Fletch, I kind of forgot. He was the main drug dealer on the beach in Fletch.
Yep.
Which was a good one. Let's see. But, he was still working in 2023. He was on The Masked Singer. He reunited with the Cheers cast to present an Emmy. And then I just found this out yesterday. Jason Sudeikis' uncle.
Yeah, I did not know that either.
Yeah. Sudeikis' mom is George's sister. I do like, though, he talked about just the fact wherever he went, people would always send him a beer or a round of beers for his friends, which is pretty cool. And obviously, everybody that worked on the show, had good things to say about him. So it seemed like all around like a good dude. Everybody seemed to like him. So that's a sad story. I'm with you, though. At some point in his life, he had to be out sometimes where he was like, I don't want the beer.
Look, man, I appreciate it. I just can't do it. Because the other 3 places I went today, people have been buying me beer. I just don't want another one.
Not only would, I'm just thinking about, like our bar. Like if he had walked in there, obviously we'd buy him a beer.
Yep.
But I would say also, like, I would just, if I had one of those prime locations, every bar has prime location on that elbow, I would get up and be like, take my seat.
I don't know if I would at that bar.
Really?
Yeah, look, man, sorry.
What's your seat?
When I get the elbow, I'm happy to be there. And you realize there's kind of like the pecking order there, right? Someone would be sitting in the elbow seat. You get there, and everyone just kind of looks at it. But when they get up to leave, they'll walk down to get you.
Correct.
Like, hey, man, if you and your wife want to move up here, we're leaving like good looking out.
That's why I like to go on my days off and get in there early.
Throw everyone off.
Yeah, take that, old timer.
Because they can't really say anything, but you can tell, like, God, they sit in my seat.
Let's see. So last night, after we taped the podcast, I decided to watch this new show on Netflix about Brett Favre, right? So Netflix has their series Untold, right? So they did the Swamp Kings. They've done a few of them. They did Johnny Manziel was one of their first ones.
Oh, yeah.
So got to be careful. Lord knows Brett Favre likes to sue people. First of all, in my opinion, those are usually pretty nice kind of fluff pieces.
Yeah.
I thought Urban Meyer came off looking amazing for what happened at his tenure at Florida. Johnny Manziel, look, I like
that one.
I like Johnny Manziel, but they painted him in a better picture. So obviously Brett Favre did not participate in this. So they had to go the other route and kind of just, and look, they give him his credit. He was an amazing football player and this and that, right? But you get towards that end of the career and things start going bad, right? You have the Jen Seeger stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And I know, I kind of forget because I'm sure I was part of it too, right? Like, she was a hot chick that got famous on TV when Brett Musburger panned to her and her friend.
Yeah.
She's wearing a bikini top in the front row. And he just said, 15,000 young men just applied to Florida State. So she gets super famous. And she's like, look, I played it up like I did. She kind of did the reverse order, right? She did like Playboy first and then Maxim and all this stuff. But I think people need to understand, too, at that time, that wasn't that crazy. And a lot of women were doing it, trying to get into sports stuff. And she had a show. But then she gets to the Jets and they're like, hey, we don't really know what we want. We just want to hire you. You do in-game stuff, right?
Right.
And then she starts getting these texts. Somebody's like, do you want Brett Favre's number? She's like, no. Somehow she says he got it. And then started sending messages and D-pics and this and that. So then they cut to some of the guys that followed him for years in Green Bay. And they're just like, if you're being truthful and you followed the Green Bay Packers on the road, like, this isn't shocking to you.
Okay.
And then, the stuff with all the tax stuff and taking, when he's in Louisiana and funneling that money or whatever, allegedly, and all this stuff. Like, I like a couple of the reporters and some of the people in Louisiana, some of the politicians are like, look, he was Louisiana. If you're good at football in the South, people need to understand you're like a god.
Absolutely.
And when you're in Green Bay and you're the quarterback, you're like a god. So I think sometimes you just get used to getting away with stuff.
Absolutely.
And everything. I don't think he gave it two thoughts. But that stuff in Louisiana, I mean, there's text messages saying, am I going to get in trouble for it? So you're doing bad. Right. And, he gets so mad and angry at people. And, this guy was saying, look, you did it. You know what I mean? I'm looking at he's like, look, it doesn't take away from what you did. But, we didn't force you to do this stuff. Right. And then, I read today, he had a quote that said Netflix is trying to smear him because he's a Trump supporter. And I would say, listen.
It's because of the stuff you did.
Nothing has anything to do with that.
I watched it last night. Trump did not come up in that one time. It has nothing to do with that. People are just saying this is the story.
That's what you did.
Correct. And for that Sanger girl, I don't blame her. She's like, look, I lost my whole career because she would go on stuff and everyone's just like, well, you've been in Playboy, so you must be a whore.
Right.
And yeah, it's just like, look, she never got any of that career back. She wanted to work in sports and this and that. So good watch, though. And also, hell, I forget. he was a hell of a football player.
He was.
You know, and I also think in this day and age, I want to say this. Listen, people beating on wives or raping people, that's a different thing, right? He did bad stuff, but also, like, at some point, we know too much about athletes.
Yes.
So, like, to me, I could kind of separate it. I could still respect the hell of what that man could do on a football field, and also know I might not like him.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have a little separation. You got some playoffs, hockey, one more hockey game tonight, and you got another basketball game on that.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
And a top story, we got to Chicago, where a local publication has a little explaining to do. The Chicago Sun recently published an issue where they included a list of recommendations for summer readers this year. The list of books for readers to consider is a modest one, offering their opinion on 15 books for them to check out. But it didn't take long for people to realize that the summer reading list was AI generated. Now, this wasn't because the synopsis had any errors or any significant incorrect interpretations of the stories, but because of the 15 books listed, only 5 are actually real.
And that's Chicago.
The reading list rattled off 10 stories that don't exist at all, and what's more is this post came from some sort of prep service, as the Philadelphia Inquirer ran an issue with the same reading list.
Same reading list.
Same reading list.
Okay.
And I get
Good
it. It's somebody that's throwing the thing together. They go with the prep service so that they can, add a little bit more meat to their paper there.
Let's see if we can get this one to go through.
Right. But it's just whoever makes it, like, that's what I put it on. It's
not the prep service itself.
Correct. It's not the paper. It's not the Chicago Sun. It's not the Philadelphia Inquirer. It's the one that's making the doggone flyer that says, "Hey, read these books this summer."
I wonder if any of the books sounded good, though.
I'm sure they did, and they used real authors.
Oh, really?
So I wonder if the author looks at that like,
I did not read this.
That's a pretty good book that I could write right
Yeah,
there.
they might as
Hang on a
well,
second. Right? Now that it's a teaser that's out there, I figured that could be a good publicity thing. Like, just, I'm going to make the book that I never actually wrote.
That is a good plot idea.
In other news, to the UK, where a couple tried to skirt the rules. They'd been given permission from whatever authority to build a 2-story commercial building with the intent that it became a stallion semen collection center and laboratory.
Yeah, baby.
Including a small first-floor flat for any staff that would have been on the premises.
Their slogan, we do it all by hand.
Miles. Putting 1 million British pounds to work, they erected the building on their 17 acres of land that they had already had purchased a while back. But an inspector was tipped off by a jealous neighbor, is the hunch of the couple, that the design of the building was going away what was previously agreed upon. After the home was built, it was discovered that the couple just straight up built a beautiful 2-story home instead of the business that they had gotten the green light for. In this part of the world, that constitutes a violation of the rules and have been issued an order to tear down the building.
Damn.
They're currently in the process of appealing the ruling. So they own the land, needed to get permission to build on it. My guess is that it was easier to get permission to make a semen collection facility than it was to build a home.
Yeah, that's true anyway.
Yeah.
And they just made the home on there. They went, wait a minute.
Are they sure it's a jealous neighbor?
No, but they believe it is.
I mean, I hear you, but like you're arguing. And look, maybe it's true, but they'd rather live next to a semen collection place than a home.
Right.
I mean, just as far as neighbors go, like, oh, I thought for sure you're going to be collecting bull semen. You're just telling me it should be normal people moving there? I can't have that. I mean, maybe it's just me. I'd prefer human neighbors than,
I'd rather just them living there than
bull semen distillery or whatever.
Happy horses walking through there. Yeah. And they said that the inspector is the one that ultimately made the decision there, which means that he was looking at the building and he could tell that, oh, this is a house.
Yeah, well, I don't know what a bull semen collection building looks like, but I do recognize a house. And maybe they look very similar. I don't know.
Do they collect it there or they just house the semen?
No,
there?
they collect it there.
Ooh, it's got to be a big place.
They do it all, Ted.
You're going to run the horses on in there and fill up the beakers.
What if you ever get just that strange dude that comes by like, can I volunteer?
Not qualified, but I just want to give it a go.
You guys taking applications? You got those giant plastic gloves that go up to your shoulder?
And also, do you have mouthwash?
Oh, no. But I feel like if a dude showed up, knocked on the door of a bull semen collection agency and said, I just want to volunteer, just call the cops.
Right.
No,
He's
man.
he's on the we see it coming list.
Yeah. No pun intended.
Nah, to Durango, Colorado, where this shouldn't be happening as often as it is. But back in October, local police informed the public that they had taken part in an unusual chase during the day, attempting to capture an escaped kangaroo.
What is it with kangaroos?
I don't know what it is, man. But luckily, they were able to subdue the animal and get him returned to his owner, which brings us to today. You guessed it, Irwin the doggone kangaroo found himself on the wrong side of the law once again, and he needed to be wrangled by authorities. Body cam footage was uploaded online to the officers capturing the roo and putting him in the back of the squad car.
What's the technique of catching a roo, right? You know, if it's a horse, you get your cowboys, they can wrangle the thing, whatever. But like the kangaroo, what's the...
Luckily, Irvin's not very big, so they were kind of able to corner him.
Okay.
And that's... Plus, he's used to human interaction because he has owners. Like, he is a pet. He's not, like, on a farm or anything like that. So, I suppose that makes it...
being there.
Right? I suppose it makes it a little bit easier. I don't know.
I guess.
Putting him in the back of a doggone squad car. They didn't do anything.
Duck your head.
But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
Talk about the strength of will. A woman in New York finished her day at work in spite of an urgent signal from her body. We toasted her earlier today. She works as a news anchor for the local CBS affiliate, and after little after 4 in the morning, she and her co-anchor went live on the air with some breaking news that her water had just broken before the broadcast. She's been carrying her first child for several months, and the baby was actually due 2 days earlier for his arrival at the time of the broadcast. She informed viewers that in spite of the development, she'd finish the day, or for as long as she was able to, and finish the day she did.
Yes, she did.
We don't have any further updates, but it's actually the second of the affiliate's summer baby boom, as another anchor welcomed their first child over the weekend. Wow.
Those anchors like to get it on.
These two synced up, man. It's wild. Right here at home, we go to South King County, where a house fire was avoided thanks to an unlikely hero. A local homeowner was having himself quite the nap when he was rudely interrupted when his pet continued to jump onto his face. His bearded dragon named Spike. Spike continued...
Like I said, Sheila.
Just like the 70s.
Spike continued his assault of the man's face until he was brought back to consciousness to find his smoke alarms blaring and his bathroom on fire. Luckily, it was early enough in the fire that he was able to put it out without being spread to other parts of the house. South King County Fire took the opportunity to post the dragon up on their social media pages and give him an honorary badge and helmet for his heroics.
I like how people say, man.
He saved dude's life.
He did, man.
He did, but it's like Sully landing the plane. That bearded dragon's like, you have opposable thumbs and can open the door.
Bro,
I don't care if you burn to death. Let my ass out.
I don't want to die.
Oh, I'm a hero? Cool.
Men's Room Sports, the Mariners lost a close one last night against the White Sox to tie the series at 1 with a rubber match taking place earlier this afternoon, which turned out to be a pretty fun back-and-forth fight, wrapping up with the Mariners getting the win of the game and the series. They're on the road as we speak, bound for Houston as they start a 4-game series weekend against the Astros. As far as what you're going to watch tonight, you got more baseball on MLB, conference final basketball on TNT, and conference final hockey over on ESPN. As far as your weather, we got clouds bringing temperatures down to about 48 tonight, and that'll stick around until the morning. And then they're predicting a nice sunny day with temperatures reaching the high 60s, baby. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins out.
See you next time for the head chef, Ted's Meat and Potatoes in the game known as Big Dummy.
Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit Condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth. Feeling smooth. Who said that? It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw. So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then? Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my
The
favorite.
more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.